Good evening. Welcome to the Sunday Night Takeaway Show, episode 28. And as you can see, I've got a fine panelist group with me today. So let's start off with the Arsenal boys. Jez, how's your day been?
Well,
not so good so far.
Well, we won a glorious bit of stainless steel. I mean, whoever designed that egg cup is a shocker. But it is what it is. And I still don't understand, guys, right? You got the day trippers, paid exorbitant amount of money to go to the Emirates to watch that game, and they walk out at 88 minutes. And when I was doing the watch along that I was doing, right, you've got the day trippers, right, that have paid silly money to be in the North Bank, and they're walking back to their seats at 55 minutes. 55 minutes. So you've missed 10 minutes of the game. Now, I know, having been in the North Bank at the Emirates, it doesn't take you that long to go and have a pee. Right? There's enough toilets there, not like it was in the Highbury days, when in the North Bank and the East and West, you had limited amounts of toilets and you'd literally queue, and then you got to the point where you'd actually pee on the terrace because you couldn't hang on anymore. What is going on? It's a shocking state at the Emirates. And then when you look at where the East Stand is, right? Yeah, people are walking out with their kids. Now that you've paid to take your little child to experience the day out, right? Why are you leaving before the end of the game? Why are you leaving before you get that rubbish trophy presented? Yeah? Because there's no dramas of getting home tonight. There's no problems with trains or anything like that. You just walk out the stadium, walk 5 minutes, and you're at Finsbury Park. What's the problem? I don't get it. I just find now this is where it's just the Shire folk coming in will pay the amount of money, right? They come in from the Shires, pay stupid money, sit there with their bloody cameras, giving it all the big one, and they think, I'll beat the Emirates. Oh, yeah, I'll beat the Emirates. Fuck off. You're not an Arsenal fan. Piss off. Winds me up, man.
Yeah, not good at all. That just shows the stadium. Well, we have the same in the London Stadium. Fuzzy, I'll leave. Well, I'll come back to you afterwards. I'm going to go to the Arsenal boys first of all, like I said. Anthony, how are you, mate? How's your weekend been so far?
It's been ups and downs. I mean, we were messaging one another yesterday saying about you and your club doing all these transfers, and I've got to be honest with you, it's pissed me off. I'm not going to lie. As you know, in the text messages I sent you yesterday, absolutely terrible. And all we've signed is a cauliflower, 75p from Lidl's. So that's a bargain. And that's it. That's that's my weekend really. Distraught. I watched the game earlier today. Thanks for Josh Gunner. He actually sent me the link, and I was able to watch it. So big up to him. And yeah, I thought the first half was good, but the second half, obviously, with the amount of subs coming on in that, it sort of went. It's like we took our foot off the accelerator a bit. But listen, if it wasn't for Declan's Rice set pieces and our two centre backs getting on the end of it, the other thing as well, I do want to say about the game, it was actually going to go into penalties, but both managers said, "Don't worry about it. You've won the game. Get the cup." I don't know if anybody knew that, but that was what was said. So yeah, so rightly so. I don't understand it when you win a game 2-0 and then they want to just go to a penalty shootout. I suppose it's people trying to get their money's worth to watch the game, but unfortunately, like what Jess said, people walking out on the 88th minute, and that was just a friendly. What's it going to be like when the Premier League starts? You know, we've had people walking out last season as well, like from 80 minutes onwards. So
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, good. I'll come to you, Hot Fuzz, because I want to save the last person till last, as you know, last man standard, as he says. Fuzzy, how are you, mate?
I'm doing surprisingly better comparatively to what some rival fans are probably hoping. That how I should be feeling after yesterday's result. But do you know what? They might have won the battle, Manchester City. They might have won the golden dinner plate. You know, the fabulous dinner plate. But as history of the past 3 previous years would prove, is that the loser of the first battle are ultimately the winners of the war. They end up winning the Premier League. So maybe it's just written in the stars that United just win the Prem this season. I don't know about you. I can feel it. It's the winds of change. Yeah, football's healing, guys. Manchester City are gonna finish mid-table and then just disappear off the face of the planet by the FA. Got Chelsea that will turn into a £1 club again. You got Arsenal that will be back to battling it out with us at the top of the table. West Ham will still be West Ham, whatever it is they are doing. Tottenham still be non-existent, and Liverpool will sort of be European qualifications, and then maybe a cup final here and there. But just back to this year's our year. No, never mind, it's not. Maybe next year. But yeah, the transfer front as well. It's surprisingly, it's weird. It's really, really weird because it's just the timing of it. Previous regimes would probably expect it to happen very specific times in a specific day of the week for all the news to come out. But then it's like you're about less than an hour away from kickoff, and then United say, okay, well we've sold Wan-Bissaka to West Ham, and we've just completed a double deal for De Ligt and Mazraoui. Have fun, guys. Enjoy the game. It's like, okay, but fairs. I mean, it's business that we had to do, so I can't complain with that. You know, I'm happy to see that business being done. Personally, I would have liked to have seen it be done sooner, but you know what can you do? By the looks of it, it was just deals being pinned on whether we sell players or not, and we're probably the only club that has a legitimate cause for that. Other clubs that say, oh, we've got to sell first before we can buy X, Y, Z, I think might just be a case of, well, you can get out of spending a little bit of extra money, we'll take the low road. Whereas Man United, they've shown that when they want to do the business, they will do it. But if they can't, they have to do other things in order to make it happen. West Ham buy Wan-Bissaka, United go, okay, nice, thank you, pull the trigger.
No, of course. Just want to say hello to the people in the chat. So obviously, Steve Cox, usual suspect, Arsenal Manic, Emily Ray Baker. If I missed someone at the beginning, I'll come on to those. But obviously, just saying hello to the ones I'm just going to catch up with, which is Luke James, evening to yourself, and obviously DJ Crane as well. Also, hello to the Goat Saves Football, big up the panel chat, landed in Portugal till Sunday, Bosch. Enjoy your time out there as well. So it's Sean McGonigal. Aston Villa away this weekend. Big up to AFC always. Tony Otfuzz, Anthony Jez, big up. And don't forget Charlie as well, which we're going to come to in a minute over there. Wasim Butt, good evening to yourself. Evening, Tony Guesson all in the chat. And obviously E. Ross as well. Big up brothers Crane and Henry, another live one, as always. And to big up brothers to Lenny Moon and that. I'm going to come back to some of the comments I've pinned at the moment. But last but not least, it's a family thing. And he's known as the last man standing. But for me, he's always Charlie. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Bit of an heavy day yesterday, but not suffering. But the Arsenal made up for it. Great result as usual. Agreeing with what Jez said, really, about people walking out before the end of the game, I'm old enough to remember when it happened at Ibrox many years ago, and I think it was about 60 odd people got killed or crushed because they scored in the last minute, and they all turned around and rushed back up. And that seems to be happening quite a lot lately in football. That people walk out, you see the seats being emptied. If they score, everybody turns to rush back, and I'm quite surprised they still allow it actually after that. But looking forward to the new season. I think we'll do well. To be honest, I think we'll definitely either win it or come second. I can't see Man United being above us, to be honest. And I think the only way Man City won't win it is if they buy Harry Kane. Because wherever he goes, you don't win nothing, does he? You know what I mean? So,
No, that's true. Yeah. So who's going to take him?
But yeah, all good, mate. In general,
Brilliant.
Helps back a lot better, thank God.
Good. That's good to hear.
But I mean, I don't know what your plan is, but in case people are wondering what last man standing is or whatever, it is actually a football game we do. And all you got to do is just pick a Premiership team to win. If you lose or draw, you're out. But our last sort of 4 jackpots have been over $4,000. So it's £20 that went out. Anybody wants more info or whatever, just get in touch, and I'll send you all the details.
Yeah. We go more in depth in that, Charlie. I think because obviously I think you're the best one to explain it and that. King McKell's though saying, Charlie, we want Terry. On the show.
Oh, thanks very much.
We want Terry.
That is Terry.
He's going with the baby, actually, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's babysitting, I think, tonight.
Oh, is he?
Well, I know he was around there earlier.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. His usual suspects is. Oh, Jack's gone out, is he?
Well, Jack had a golf tournament today, and they got a presentation tonight, I think.
Oh, nice.
So him and Kelly are out looking out with a baby.
Well,
He's got so big behind me.
That's it. Yeah, I'll show. Well, next week, the week after, should be seeing them all. Usual suspect says the people leaving Arsenal early are customers, not supporters. But as I just said, this is
that's the trouble now, isn't it? It's as Roy Keane used to say that the prawn sandwich brigade.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, all back in the day.
Yeah,
it's true though, isn't it? It is true. I mean, we were saying earlier, it's more commercial these days than it is.
Well, the thing is, football isn't sport no more, is it? It's business.
Yeah.
It's just nailed it right on the head. Yeah. The thing is, you get the Muppets that come in and they'll pay stupid money, for a day out at Arsenal for their prawn and smoked salmon sandwiches, right? And they'll go once a year. Yeah, like today, there's loads of people there with their kids, which I thought was brilliant. Because the little kiddies there, it's no more than £10 a ticket, right? Because it's the Emirates Cup, and they subsidise it or reduce it and all that. Yeah. So if I'm taking my grandson to that game, right? He's never been yet. He wants to go to the Emirates, but he's never been yet, right? I was going to take him to the game in the week. I didn't know he was going away on holiday with his dad, so I couldn't. Right, I was going to take him up there. I knew it was going to cost me money because he's going to want to go in the armory and all that drama, right? But I wouldn't leave before the end of the game because he want to see everything. He want to see everything that's going on, especially today. He want to sit there and he want to get the whole atmosphere of it, seeing this, if you want to call it a cup, being presented. See the players walk around the pitch and all that. It's a joke now, right? The proper fans are being priced out of it now. It's all way too expensive because the clubs, all they want is that. They don't want the grassroots, homegrown people from around the ground. I know loads of people, right, that still live around Islington, where I was born and bred and grew up, right? They don't go anymore because they've said too expensive. They can't afford it. They're pensioners like me. Yeah, they can't afford to go anymore because they said, nah, not paying the prices. And that's what will kill football. It's going to be all people day tripping because they've got a few dollars. They'll come out once a year, right? Sit there. Oh, I'm at my second home. Look at me at the Emirates. Oh, look at me at the London Stadium. It's bollocks. Football for the common man is dead.
Mm.
Well, the thing is, Jez, years ago, you just used to be able to turn up and pay on the turnstile, didn't you?
Yeah, you did.
You know, and getting no matter what ground you went. Now, it's all corporate and it's all, you know, getting tickets beforehand and whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, football ain't what it used to be. I mean, you say about the kids being there, the actual clubs should want them there because they're the future supporters.
Exactly.
They're the ones that are going to be, you know, spending their money in 10 years' time.
So you know this, right? Yeah, I reckon we're not a dissimilar age, right? Yeah. We used to have a little wallet, the wallets with the tickets in. Yeah. If I couldn't get to a game, right, I used to give the ticket, like I pull the ticket out, and I give it to a mate and go, there you go, you got in. Right? Now it's all on your phone.
Yeah.
It's all on your phone at the Emirates. It's on your phone, right? So you can't switch the ticket to a buddy round the corner and say, look, I can't make it this game. Do you want to go? I'll give you my ticket. Yeah. Just get it stamped. So I've got my token for my away games and all that bullshit, right? You can't do that no more. It's all, yeah. I was chatting to Kenny Ken earlier, right? And he was telling me that he's still got his ticket, season ticket, and he said, you can't do it, Jez, no more. And I was like, it's bollocks, because he said, because you know and I know the touts will beat any system you've got. They'll still get the tickets, they'll still sell them at exorbitant prices, and they'll get round it. No longer can I pull out my old wallet tickets I used to have, the little wallet thing, and say, Fred, do you want to go next week? I can't make it, mate. I've got to work. And he'd go, yeah, all right, mate, thanks. Yeah. I'll give him the ticket, he'd get in, get the stamp, I'll get my token for me away games and all that. No. Bollocks, it's bollocks now.
Yeah, well, see, don't forget what they do. But by selling season tickets and whatever, they've got the money in beforehand. So once you've bought your season ticket, if you don't go, they don't care.
No.
They've got your money for that particular day. You know, the only thing they'll lose out on is booze and like and a program and whatever. But teams are guilty of their own success. If you get a team like Arsenal, Man United, you know, Tottenham, Chelsea, West Ham that sell out all the time, they're going to keep putting the prices up.
Of course, yeah.
It's only when you get lower teams that have got don't sell out that they can't put their prices up because they can't sell the tickets they've got, so they won't put the prices up. But it's a supply and demand, isn't it? Really?
No, exactly. I mean, I'm just going to go some of the comments on, you know, what you're talking about. Then I'm going to tell you about the West Ham situation we have as well. So when you look at, as Eros says here, Arsenal like me pay $600 a ticket to watch Sheffield versus Arsenal. Only thing is, I stayed till the very end, as he said, and the Pepsi Packs goes, yeah, proper fans priced out of it. Bang on, Jez. Also follows the Pepsi saying the women are playing all the home games at the Emirates this season. He thinks. Eros obviously says,
how much the ticket is? Do you know how much a ticket for the ladies' game is at the Emirates?
How much, mate?
20 quid.
So what's the difference? Yeah.
But, do you know what, Jez? As you say, we're probably similar age, but I remember years ago when you had the football combination, which was the reserve team.
Yeah.
I could never understand why they never put them games on, say, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then followed by the league game. You're gonna your ground's going to be full up from 12 o'clock. You're going to be taking more and more money in as a business.
Yeah.
Plus, supporters get to see, you know, what players are coming through.
Exactly.
But you don't now.
No.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, no, you know why, Charlie? Because if you do that, then it means the corporate people can't get through to get to their seats.
Well,
there's your problem.
Yeah.
Because prawn sandwiches are more important. That's the fact. You've got to have your prawn sandwiches, mate, and get
Well-
rid off for £7, right? Well, actually, I lie. You got to have your prawn sandwiches. No, let's go back a little bit, right? £27 for a steak you get with chips, right, and a free drink of absolute pony red wine.
Yeah, but if people pay it,
It,
they're
man.
going to carry on doing it.
Of course they are.
Just
course they
don't buy it, and they'll be stuck with it. But you're always going to get them people that pay it, no matter what the price is.
Yep.
Yeah, but the thing is, mate, as I call them, the Shire fans, right? They'll come in from Hertfordshire, God knows where else. Once a year, they'll pay. Oh, look, I'm at the Emirates. Oh, well, yes, I'm at the Emirates. I'm an Arsenal fan. Ooh, yippee doo. Ooh, I'm an Arsenal fan. Ooh, I bought the new shirt. I just paid £105. F off. You're not an Arsenal fan. If you're a proper Arsenal, you'd be there every bleeding week. Get out of it.
Yeah.
I call them out. I get hate for it. I get massive hate for it. I don't care. Because I am proper Arsenal. I've done it all my life. I've spent way too much money on that bloody club in my lifetime, right? And I will not spend any more at all. Because I will not fall for the bullshit that they do. But these people will do it, and they will keep on doing it. And eventually, guys, before I shut up, you will see the local proper Arsenal disappear. They'll go, because I know loads of my mates I used to go to games with. They don't go no more, and they only live right literally round the bleeding corner from Highbury. Yeah, I went to school with them. Yeah, and they don't go no more because they've said, I've had enough. Fed up with it. Fed up with being ripped off and seeing crap. And at the end of the day, it's the same as all the big clubs. Manchester United, it's the same with Tottenham, it's the same with Chelsea, and at West Ham, right? It's all about that. These people do not care about the real fans. The common man, the working man, right, who's worked all his life to go and see their game, they don't give a shit about us.
Well, this is the thing we have at West Ham, Jez, and I'm, just going to follow up on that what you just said, because the biggest problem we've had so far, and we've done a petition about it, is the concession tickets. Doesn't matter if you're a student or an RAP, you're going to pay the standard price like everyone else. So, as you said, the workings man game is dead and buried. It's all about, just take. And unfortunately, seeing very little much in return for it, basically. I mean, like yesterday, we had the Betway Cup. Now, a lot of people boycotted that match. So West Ham are saying at the time is around about 15,000 people at the game. Yeah, so they sold apparently around about 12,500 tickets, and the other 2,500 that was in there, and that got in for free. So when you look at it like that, just to bump the numbers up. But, it's good to see.
Yeah, but isn't that an insult to the people that have paid?
I was just going to say, Charlie, that's the thing I'll follow up on, because when you look at something like that, I mean, if you're doing that, then 12,500 people that's just paid in that, as you said, it is the ultimate piss take.
Yeah.
Because so it's a case of it's all right. I'll don't about you, Charlie, Jez, Fuzzy, you pay the money in that. Me and Anthony, you get him for free, So don't worry about it. I hope you enjoy your game, but crack on. That's wrong. Absolutely wrong. But it's the worst thing about this concession thing is it's happening not just at West Ham. It's starting to filter out with most of the clubs now, and it's disgraceful because the amount of money these clubs take. You're telling me you can't give back to the fans?
Yeah. I mean, you hit the nail on the head there, Tim. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't mind watching a West Ham game if it was free. So you put yourself on right there, right on the spot with me, mate. So yeah, fair enough.
See, Tony Ryan saying here, you compare the gate at West Ham, had a geezer from Norway watching the game because his wife and daughter were clothes shopping there. That was last season. See, it can happen. I think they might have changed it this year, though, Tony. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully not. Fans are astronomically overcharged. Players on astronomical wages. Clubs are run by clowns.
That's the problem, is the wages they're on.
Yeah.
They've got to get their money from somewhere. And the only sort of place to get all that, they've got TV money and whatever. But the instant money is the supporters.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
no, exactly.
So
What's Timmy saying here? Used to dodge spuds trying to nick my Man City scarf on the way to Highbury. Remember, mid-70s. City scarf had the claret band on it, identical to West Ham colours. Golden days. Sean McGonagall was asking you, Jez, are you doing a watch-along against Villa?
Oh, well, what? Sorry.
Are you doing a stream for a watch-along against Villa?
I'm doing all the Arsenal games if I can, mate.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. Sean, you got it in there. Just going to go on some of the comments I pinned. Arsenal Maker was asking Wan-Bissaka medical at West Ham. Apparently, still to do with this golden handshake. It's been put back. It's supposed to be at 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's been put back. More than likely, it's going to be possibly tomorrow, as Steve Cox has followed that with mistake. They've got cancelled. West Ham want Joe Gomez. I don't know, Henry. I've heard of this rumour as well. Yeah, as Steve said, possibly tomorrow. Don't believe everything you read, Henry. Apparently, we're after everyone. That's true. The odds, though, this is an interesting one. Usual suspect, the manager sack race. Howe 8-1, Erin Ten Hag 10-1, Nuno 10-1, Cooper 10-1, Lopetegui 20-1.
Where's Arteta then?
Not on there. Unsackable.
Yeah. Unsackable, apparently, yeah.
You know what? When he first took over, Arteta, and we was bottom of the Premiership after 3 games, and they never sacked him, I knew then that they was going to back him all the way.
They've definitely done that.
Because, you know, any other manager of a top flight club like that would have been sacked. But
Yeah.
I knew then that they was going to, you know, give him whatever he wanted. And, I think he's done really well. I really do. As I was saying to Anthony earlier, he got rid of all the shit at the club. You know, he got rid of Ozil, Aubameyang, Lacazette. Look at the shit defenders we had. You know, and he's turned it around, and we are now, or we are considered a top club. You know, we've been there for the last 4 or 5 years, second, third. You was right what you're saying, Tony, about it's 25 years since we've won it, and it is about time. You know, we've won it, or we win it again. And I think he's pulled a good team together. And I think this year, you know, hopefully this year, that because City, I mean, they've got rid of Alvarez, haven't they?
Yeah.
Bruno's on his last season. Guardiola's on his last season as he's contracted there.
Yeah.
You just don't know. Plus, don't forget, what's all these 115 charges? Why is it taking so long against City, against all the other clubs?
Because they can appeal. That's the problem.
Well, the thing
Justice,
is,
as they say.
yeah, well, look at Forest. They got deducted. They was only £19 million over. Everton, they got deducted. And the thing is, the FA, they've set a precedent because City must be deducted points. You cannot tell me they've got 115 charges against them and they're going to get away with every one of them. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's later on next month. It's October, November time. I think it goes to court. So
Well, I think that's why Guardiola hasn't signed another contract.
22, they got done for 22 of them for 2.5 million. 2.5 million.
Who's City?
Yeah, that's because they for late kickoffs and holding up the start of the second half and things like that.
Yeah, well, that's nothing to do with the FA charges, is it?
No, but it's piss take.
Well, as I say, that's why I reckon Guardiola hasn't signed a new contract, because deep down he must know
But the thing
that they're going to be hit badly.
that's
Big
nothing.
up, TV, David.
That's like you getting 2 pence out of your pocket, right? And then, oh, okay, there you go. It's a joke, man. It's a joke. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I don't know enough about the charges. I'm not going to qualified to speak about it. But at the end of the day, right, it is just a shit show. It really is, and you're quite right. You're quite right. because Nottingham Forest, Everton asked for them to be investigated early. They wanted to get all this done and dusted out of the way. Right? Fair play to them. You've got to respect them for that. Right? Nottingham Forest are coming back into the Premier League, probably going to get deducted 10 points straight away. Sorry, Leicester City.
Leicester, yeah.
Leicester City. So I think it's corruption, but I don't want to get into that because I don't know enough about it. I'm not qualified to talk about it. But yeah, I think the FA just needs playing a level playing field and say, this is how it works. This is what we're going to do. This is what you're charged for. Stop pontificating. Just do the damage, man. Get it out of the way. Seriously.
Trouble is, they're not going to be fined for all those 115 charges if he brought down, and they'll get fined for about 5 or 6 charges, right? And then that'll be that. But in all fairness, with someone like Man City, if that was another team, right, it happened before, going back a few seasons ago. They weren't allowed to sign any players for 1 season, right? That was a fact. Also, with that, not signing players, they started on a minus point, and then they had a hefty fine. So, which is rightly so. So, if Man City, if they can get that done, that'd be absolutely brilliant. But the trouble is, though, with the owners there, they've got absolute so much money. What we see is money makes the world go round. They can buy the best solicitors in, and obviously reduce those charges down. So that's what Man City would be doing. And why it's done behind closed doors, I didn't get it.
Didn't they have something like 220 charges and they've dropped it down to 115?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They dropped it down to then. They're going to go further. Yeah. And the other thing as well, Charlie, if they wanted to, they could long this out anywhere up to 2030 before we even see daylight of these charges being sorted out. It's crazy.
Well,
absolutely
that's what money does for you, isn't it?
No, it's true. Absolutely.
They don't care. If they get fined, they don't care.
No.
Because like the owners have got the money to back it.
Of course they have. It'd be small change for them at the end of the day.
I think that's why probably Everton and Forest never pursued it, because of the amount of money it was going to cost them.
Of course. Yeah, I think
you're right. They're in the shit at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like looking for like a new ground coming, looking for new owners.
Yeah. But the chairman for Forest, and how long he's going to keep digging into his own money, because I think that's what he's doing basically. You pot in your last so long, didn't it, at the end of the day?
Well, when you've got players on big wages, then, you know,
that's
don't take long for the bank balance to go down.
Of course. Big up Dale, big Oregon Goon. Hope you're doing. Big up fellas, he's saying.
Big up Dale.
Going to come to more comments again. Lone Star saying, in 82, I went to my first game at Highbury. My old man paid $3.50 a ticket to sit down. Wow, how times have changed. Fucking hell.
You know what? When my old man first took me, I always, even in the South Bank, I went in the kids' enclosure. But whenever we played Chelsea, we sat down in the seats because there was always bad fighting there.
Yeah.
Always. And that's the only game we sat. Excuse me. But that was a long while ago.
All right, Dave, old school gunner. All right, lads, big up to the panel and everyone in the chat. Smash the like, subscribe if you're new. And of course, don't forget, if you can, for Jez underneath and Fuzzy to my side as well. That'd be great. And obviously to old school gunner as well. You know, at Ross, they're saying hello to each other. I'm at 6 a.m. to watch my Arsenal every weekend, Jez. Big up to you, Dale, for doing that. Fair play. The fast show saw it coming. I can talk a bit more about it, though. I'll get your comment there, Steve. I went out this week and got a full England kit for a 5-year-old and a shirt only for a 9-year-old. It cost me £120 at Sports Direct.
Mad.
Ridiculous.
Just going to go some comments that BVB put up, actually. You're going to quickly go into them. He's saying, obviously, the amount of German clubs have more memberships than Premier League clubs. And he's added on to that by saying, even with the cheapest ticket at £30 and just the one membership type. So why can they do it and we can't?
Greed.
I mean, it's like what Charlie said. They know people pay for it. I mean, we're like it. I mean, Jez touched on it with, I think the Gunner said it as well. I mean, if you're a season ticket holder, if you haven't been to so many home games, is it, Jez? You get put down in the bottom of the pile, don't you?
Mm.
So they're not worried as long as they get somebody there to refill your seat or whatever. That's what they're going to go on, because it's like what Jez said. It's all done by your phone, and you've got a barcode with a number on it. And the people in the offices, they check that on their computer system. They say, like, this person hasn't been to the last spot 5-6 home games. We're putting them down in the pecking order.
Yeah.
So this is what they're doing now.
Well, it is all about money, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not only the money for the club; it's the money for the shops and pubs around the grounds. You know, they take a fortune for a home game. Their prices go up, and they go up because they know people are going to go into pubs anyway.
Yeah.
You know, but if you don't, the bloke next to you will. There's always people there to the food shops, the cabs, the restaurants.
Thing is,
all
though,
that money.
how many local pubs are around the Emirates now? Right,
Oh, blimey.
right. Not
Yeah.
like Highbury days. You know,
No, exactly.
you come out of Highbury, you can walk down Pomerol Road, you can walk down Avenel Road, you can walk Highbury Hill, Gillespie Road, going to the Abbotsbury and all that lot, all them pubs. Right, they're not there anymore.
No.
Because people go.
The pubs are dying. That's a problem as well, Jez. The pubs are dying as well. But yeah, you're right. We were saying about that. I mean, like, we had the same thing when we left the London Stadium. I think, like, the bowling. Apparently, I think it's turned into some gastro pub. The Denmark Arms.
Yeah,
That's absolutely show. The Central. All these pubs along the line. Since once the club gone, that was them dead. I mean, Nathan's the pie and mash shop up along Barking Road. That's gone there. That was a staple. That was.
The thing is, Tone, is that the people went in them like before the game or whatever. They was all good supporters, all drinkers. You know what I mean? So the pub had a good trade. Now you go into the wine bar. I mean, I don't drink wine, but you go into the wine bar and it probably costs you £10-12 a glass of wine.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
So what normal working man is going to go into that?
Of course.
exactly.
Of course. I mean, look at this. Look, Steve's. I think he's got this the best comment of the night. I think so far. The working man worked all his life to buy a fire stick, just to watch your team.
To buy a fire stick and then to have a knock on the door from the police.
But you know what, Tone? Terry always says that he can't make out why people like Amazon, for example, don't buy the rights to it, and you can watch every game. Say for a $5 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some games I go down the pub and watch it up the club, and it costs me 10 times more. You know what I mean? But what I'm trying to say is, the reason you've got fire sticks and people watching it illegally is because it's so expensive now.
That's the thing.
Why not make it cheaper and sell it in bulk?
Well, the interest of it on that, Charlie. I mean, when you look at it, Sky Sports just launched a new channel. You can watch EFL. I think there's League One, League Two in there. They have all the games. You just pick which one you want to watch. So why can't they do it with the Premier?
Well, the thing is, as you know, I lived abroad, and I could get every single game. Literally in the world.
Yeah.
I ain't got a fire stick. I've got a box, but I get every single game, Premiership game, League One, Championship, blah blah blah, every sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it costs me £130 a year. But I get everything.
So for that, I mean, it's worth the money, isn't it?
Yeah. Even the movies, everything.
Yeah.
So people are going to go down that road because, once again, Sky are just pricing themselves out of the market.
Of course they are. Let's just say hello to more people in there. Evening to the wonderful Mama Flossie. Evening all. Hope you're doing well. Keep it good to see you.
Yeah.
They're all saying hello to each other. Yeah, as BBV David's saying, the league is more customers than fans, so it's run like that ultimately. Yeah. Hot as well, yeah. It's been a hot one today in the UK. Mum, you want 2 more dogs? I send them through DHL to you. 23 degrees here tonight. Yeah, it's a bit of a hot one tonight.
We're going to Mallorca tomorrow, so it'll be nice and hot there.
Oh, nice, mate. You enjoy that time. Just got a couple of comments here. One for you, Arsenal boys. Do you rate Ethan Nwaneri and Lewis Skelly?
And where he looks good. He looks all right. Yeah,
Where-
I think decent. Lewis
Yeah,
Skelly.
they're decent players. Yeah, yeah. I hear a lot of people talking about this Lewis Skelly as well. You know, when we've been on shows and people's put them in the comments, like Arsenal fans as well. But he come on. I think did one of them. I think one of them come on for was it Gabriel or Saliba in the game where he's today. So
I know where he come on the other night, didn't he? Against Leverkusen.
yeah, they weren't too bad. I mean, but the trouble is though, he's all right doing this. But let's be honest, Mikel Arteta, he doesn't play the reserve players when it comes to the Premier League. He don't play them at all. This striker, Obi Martins, he's gone to his team here, Man United. I mean, that was a young player, Charlie. I didn't know if you know of him, but he's 17 and he scored 38 goals in 45 games.
He did.
We offered him
sign a new contract.
Yeah, because we offered him 30k, Man United offered him 50, so he went there.
Well, the thing is, as a 17-year-old, all he's looking at is 30 grand or 50 grand. It's not rocket science, is it?
No.
You know, he's going to go for the 50k.
Of course
And you
he
can't blame him. But what people don't realise is that's half the problem in football. 16, 17-year-olds earning 50k a week, got no concept of money.
Yeah.
We had the same back in the day, Charlie. We could have had Nick Barmy as a player until the old man got a certain phone call on it, and before you know it, was a Spuds player.
Yeah.
Money talks, as they say.
Well, it does then. I mean, what walk of life you're in, or who you work for, or whatever, money speaks.
No, it's true. Absolutely.
But that's why Martinez went to Villa for first-team football.
Yeah.
You can't blame him.
Of course he did. Of course he did. You can't. I mean, the stupidity factor, right? You got a kid that's gone to Man United, 50k a week, right? Yeah. I don't know if he drives or he's got a driving license. He can go out and buy a bloody high performance car, stuff it into the wall the next day. Yeah. Yeah. And like, oh, well, fuck that one up. I'll go and buy another one now.
Just give the car to Marcus Rashford. He'll do a good job at that.
Yeah, he's going to do it now.
He's banned from driving.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, the other way of...
On that car, 300,000 he spent on that Rolls Royce.
Yeah, and he just smashed it to pieces.
The insurance company refused to have it repaired. A guy bought it at auction, has repaired that Rolls Royce Wraith. Yeah, he repaired it. Right, stupid money. And then Rashford turned around and said, "I'll buy it back for you." And the guy went, "No, you won't." And he went, "No, I'll give you 150 grand." The guy told him to do that.
Yeah, good luck and all. Good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, funny you say about that, the youngster buying a car. Now, unfortunately, a sad story at the same point. I think it was a QPR kid, just signed a pro contract, bought himself a Golf GTI, and this is around East Ham where I came from. Had a couple of his mates in the car, tried to show off, lost it, and the car rolled and ended up, fun enough, in quite I don't know if it's kind of a premonition kind of thing, but the vehicle ended up in the Fire Brigade's gardens. Unfortunately, him and his mate were killed, and the other one managed to survive sitting in the back of the car. But as you said, they get that kind of money, get vehicles like that, don't know how to handle them, and unfortunately, he paid the price.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, so 17-year-olds are still children as such, aren't they?
Of course they are, mate. Of course
they've got no thing of driving or they've just no concept of money. And if you can just go out and they say, if you're on even at 17, 30 grand a week, you know what I mean? You can do what you want and spend money like it's water.
Of course they can.
Because I know the next week you're going to get another 30 grand.
Yeah.
You know,
but the funny part, because I don't remember years, I think it was about, I'm talking maybe 10 years ago, I think it was an Everton kid. He just signed a pro contract, or was going to sign a pro contract, but he wanted 19 grand a week. He was demanding 19 grand a week. You know
what it is now? It's all agents, isn't it? That's the problem,
mate. Yeah, of course it is.
You know, and when you've got a youngster like that, he'll just, go to all the big clubs, and one of them will take him.
Yeah,
and one of them will pay the money because they don't want him to get better and go to another club and maybe come back and haunt them.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So I think, many moons ago, like me and the kids, we used to follow British basketball, and they had a cap on how much you could earn.
See,
and I think that wouldn't be a bad thing in the Premiership.
That's Bosman, though, isn't it? That's the problem. That's what caused all this.
If you remember, guys, Charlie, do you remember? You remember this, right? It used to be the club, right? If you were a club professional, you'd get a car from the club. Yeah. Now I remember. You remember this? Yeah, you remember when Tony Adams did his drink drive, crashed his
You're not wrong, Steve.
And all that. Yeah, he was driving a Ford Sierra 1.6 GL.
Yeah,
that was a club car, right? He had a club car because the clubs used to sponsor local Ford, like local motor companies, Vauxhall, Ford, and all that dramas, right? They'd sponsor the club for them to say, "Oh, drive our cars, and we'll advertise this and that and whatever." So they'd give players a car, but they weren't bloody Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Porsches and all that, right? It would be like when Tony Adams smashed his one up. Yeah, it was a 1.6 GL Sierra.
Yeah.
Well, the funny part about it is when he was banged up, Terry was mascot over the Arsenal.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. And Andy Linegan was captain.
Yeah.
And we went there obviously afterwards, had a couple of beers and whatever. But it weren't like their mobile phones, you just take photos. You had to take them all by the old Kodak and the wind-on one. All the photos we took, none of them come out of Terry. Like the film just got ruined. So that was a bit gutting. But you're right. Like, I mean, fun enough, you say that, Jez. When we signed Charlie Nicholas, he lived in a place in Highgate called High Point, which was the highest point in London, and we was working on that building when he moved in. And I don't think he could actually drive at the time. But now you're saying about the Sierra, I'm pretty sure, going back fucking donkey's years, but even then they had the Sierras. Well, it might have been a more Cortina then, I think. But you're right in what you're saying. But now they've got the money to just go and buy any car they want.
That's true, isn't it? It is true.
It's not good,
Power much. Just want to shout out to and be massive plug to the West Ham Massive Evening Gates. I hope you're still on here. Thanks for seeing it. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all well. And if you get the chance, guys, go and see his channel. Great guy, does some great content. So make sure you go and share, like, and subscribe to him as well, please. Yeah, it's true. I mean, God, blimey, he's saying that the old Cortina chart. Bloody hell, that's everything. Well, I think was it the old Morris Marinas?
Yeah,
so broke down by the time they got to the bottom of the road.
Oh, you're bringing back memories now, mate.
Yes.
I used to have a Morris Marina.
What did you have? The old Super Sport?
Oh no, it was a bloody heap of shit, and I smashed it straight into a ditch.
Didn't do a Tony Adams, did you?
Oh, mate.
I'm not going to lie. Yes. Yeah. No, I'll tell you a funny story about it. Right? Yeah. I had this bloody heap of shit. I'd not long been married, right? And it was a horrible colour. It was a mustard yellowy shit colour, right? Yeah. And we'd been out that night. We'd been out actually to see Iron Maiden, right, at the Ramsey Arms, yeah, and Rumsey Arms, I beg your pardon. We were driving back. I was pissed out of my head. and we were giving it large, and this thing handled like, well, it didn't handle at all actually.
No power steering then, Jez.
Eh?
No power steering then.
No, mate, it was like that, right? You had to have arms like fucking, whatever. We're driving back. It was a shitty night, and I'm driving. The wife's going, "You got a bit fast." I said, "Nah, this thing's good. It's real good. This thing." I'll give it the big large one. We went round this corner, spun it round 360, ended up in a ditch, smashed it into a fence, and she just fucking looked at me. She went, "It really handles well, doesn't it?" And I went, "Well, not tonight."
Bloody hell.
It was a piece of shit, man. It was mustard yellow with a brown interior.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Remember
class.
them.
It was class. It was a great car. Not.
Dale, the legend next to Jez is Charlie, young Terence's dad. Yeah.
I thought he was on about Fuzzy.
So,
Anthony's tractor.
10 windows, 10 windows. Jesus. Solid foundations. Last few windows apart from rice bin naff. Yeah, the transfer windows. Good morning. 2. Or is it the bloke who's talking sense? Charlie always talks sense. Even for an Arsenal fan. We'll come to that, Sean, because obviously if you look at myself and the guy next to me this side, we've got some that side, shall I say?
Who's over there?
I'll talk about the other West Ham fan. We're cooking on the old transfer business at the moment, but we'll come to that in a minute. Brown envelopes, Charlie. That's why.
Oh, sorry, bro. I've got to bounce. I've got something to do. I've got to bring my daughter.
No worries, mate. Jez, thanks for coming on. Do you want to shake yourself out before you disappear, please?
Yeah, it's Arsenal history and more. Great to meet you, Charlie.
and you, mate.
And Hot Fuzz, Anthony on his tractor, and Tony. Sorry, mate, I've got to bail.
No worries, mate.
It is what it is. And I'll catch you lovely people very soon. Thanks for having me on, as always. And
Pleasure as always.
been a great chat, people, and take care.
Yeah, take
I'll
care.
see you, Jez. Have a nice one.
Charlie. Cheers, I mean. Take it easy. Ciao, mate. Matt Foster, the 115 charge will be done before Paqueta's betting hearing. What a shambles. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Ross, it's a t-shirt. Wow. As Gatey saying, the West Ham massive, 13 likes, 21 watching. Can we sort this out, please? Dear viewer, take seconds. Cost you now. Helps the channel grow. Please help. Absolutely. Even though, we've had this kind of conversation on Gatey's channel as well. The word subscription can have a bit of a false fallacy. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe, basically. It's free. It's basically a follow. So if you can, and also, as we said, all the other guys
Tony,
as well.
When Terry and Diesel first started with Claude, people see that word subscribe.
Yeah.
And even I thought, you got to start paying or whatever. So it is a very, very misconception.
It is, mate. It is. Yeah. There's no two ways about it, Charlie. I think. I mean, DJ Crane asked the question, like, you're already on. You've beaten Terry to be on the channel. So DJ Crane's asking, when's Diesel and Terry next? Well, we'll see. We'll see what we can do with those two. Be interesting. But I know Terry's very busy at the moment. Big up, Jack. How we doing? See, we'll probably get a 10 pence fine and told, don't do it again. Yeah, it's a little slap on the wrist as always.
And get time to pay.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Well, it's just like us with Paqueta, mate. When you think all that betting charges, but he can play the majority of the season before his hearing's up. Work that one out.
Comes down to what we was just talking about, mate. Too much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is true. Oh, there you go. Arteta is 66-1 to be the first out the door this season.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a tenner on it. I'm going to put a tenner on that.
Yeah, she can do what they want and never get held properly accountable.
Well, if the guy that bet, or if one of the people that bet on Leicester City to win the Premier League and ended up winning, if they've just look at what they bet on. If they've placed any bets. They'll probably just copy what they do. Yeah, just stay in the loop.
It will cost City 100 million in a transfer ban. It'd be interesting if that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Look, yeah, that deal was already done apparently. QED. Did you know Sunderland's manager is Frank Lampard? No, I didn't know that.
No, you gone there, is it?
I have to investigate this.
Hmm.
It's fine. He'll be Chelsea manager again by Christmas.
Evening, Bazza, Barry Clark. Evening, gents. Hope you're good. Yeah, good, mate. Hope you're as well. As Steve said, it is a bit of belly swallocks going on. Kind of, it is a bit muggy tonight. There's no two ways about it.
It is. It is. But, yeah, I've got the fan on here. I don't know if you can hear it, but here's the fan. God.
I can't feel it.
Oh, sorry, Charlie. It is in your direction, actually.
If you put the other side, it might blow into me.
I was going to say, Charlie, I can see the old earpiece going. I can see the old wind blowing it with the old fan.
That's why Tony turned it off.
Evening, Richard. Hope you're doing well. Evening, lads. Hope all is good. Yeah, all good with you. And hope it's with yourself as well. Dave saying, Edu's saying, be patient. We'll be happy with the new signings. Where is the striker we're crying out for? Barry, say hello. And evening to Jeff, the Bowling Lounge. Guys, again, if you can, go and see this man's channel as well, the Bowling Lounge. Been off the radar for a while. Hope he's keeping well. I know he's been doing a lot of things. Evening panel in the chat. Hope it's all good with you, Jeff. Get Sakir to stick. Oh, bloody hell.
God.
No.
As an Arsenal, he's an Arsenal fan of Paul accounts. And he gave the power to push down the 15 charges along.
If he gets power over the Premier League, I'm just going to go and become a Portsmouth fan. I'm going to move out to Portsmouth and then just become a local fan of the local team.
Wow. Man City are the town that wags the dogs now. Yeah, this is true. Oh, look, Barry's selling you here. Look. Ipswich season tickets are £35 a month. That's a joke. Might get one. Mind you,
if you're up that way, why not?
Yeah,
you'll get to see. You pay all of that money for a season ticket and still get to see your team or one of the games this season at Ipswich. Happy days, and you paid less. There you go. You're beating the system.
Use your noggin. Use your noggin.
Everyone starts buying all the rival club season tickets because it's just affordable. Imagine that.
I know Jeff was busy. Yeah, usually. Yeah, all good. Thanks, mate. Been boating and fishing mainly. Hope you've caught some good fish. Oh, Jeff, let us know. And has got a season ticket, row F, seat 1, and the stand is the one with a TV on it.
I heard they caught Donna Cullen in the lake as well.
Oh dear me.
Oh, the younger sibling, in it. I can't. You know.
Row F is for the front room. Arsenal when they say 92 Fahrenheit tomorrow in London with over 50% humidity.
So 1-1.
Yeah, it's gonna be a day of suffering tomorrow. And I have to work. Thankfully, my store's got working AC, so it's bearable.
Yeah, I don't mind when it's like that. Barry's saying the Bowling Lounge. Where's my invite? I would love a day's sea fishing. Yeah, that'd be a nice couple of beers. Wind on your face, sun's out, lovely. Defo 5+ pints before the game. Standard, got to be standard. EPL best league in the world because we all pay for it somehow. True. E. Ross, the gentleman I bought the tickets from told me that a steward would ask me how I knew the ticket holder and why they couldn't make it to the game. Really? Yeah, no, man. Evening, Niall Kane, hope you're good. Yeah, we're all good. Keeping well. Just going to catch up on this, then I'm going to get Charlie to talk about last man standing. The Barry, the boats on the river. You'd be working all day out if you're down this way. Lovely. I went out last night to a pub in Bristol. 2 drinks, £13.55. Disgusting. I told her behind the bar, don't bother. What did you buy though, Richard, for £13.55? 55 pence. What's that?
Fucking hell.
Oh no!
That must have been in town somewhere. That's all I could think of. That these places are extortionate. Is it Maldry? That beer, that new one, Maldry is
Madry.
Madry. Yeah. Yeah, in my local pub, yeah, that's £6.50 a pint. £6.50 a pint.
That's
Well, I went in
mad.
the Witherspoons the other day, got a pint of Foster's. I think it was about £2.70. I couldn't believe it.
I know. I used to like that, but
£2.70.
it's
Yeah.
like trouble is, though, Charlie. It's like piss water now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Foster's.
I don't know. It got me pissed last night.
£2.70 a pint. Not
One
surprised, Charlie.
Well, that just that one.
Sean saying if Brexit wasn't around, the prices would have been not expensive, not as cheap as well. Yeah, well, that's like all things. Yeah, it's Brexit, COVID. It's got a lot to answer for, basically. Yeah, definitely. But a bit of trout fishing on the river, lovely. No trout in the Rother. Bloody hell.
I think
Yeah.
Jez has had a raid from Lee Gunner, but he's not here.
Yeah, I've just seen that because we've suddenly crept up to I've seen the numbers massively increase. Henry, are we glad the pre-season now is over for another year? Yeah, it's all about the season now because that will soon be
5 days. 5
5 days time. Are we already looking for it? Are we looking forward to it?
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Big start again for them, and then we'll lose to Brighton, lose to Liverpool, lose to every other team. Yes.
Happy days. Happy days.
People start strong.
Barry's asking, how do Arsenal fans rate their transfer window? West Ham's got to be 8 so far. How do you
Is that
rate
8
your
players
transfer?
in?
It will be when Pasaka signs. It'll be 8 players in, and
You
we're
know
not
what?
finished.
You know what, Charlie? Do you know when the team pulls up on a coach? It's not a coach. What they've done with the amount of signings they've done is a triple decker bus. With all the teams giving it this out by the window. That's what that's going to be.
It'd be like one of them Indian trains that go past, wouldn't it? All standing on the top of everything.
One of them Amtrak ones.
Yeah, it's true. Nick Weed 09 saying good evening and welcome to the chat. Bit nervous since we won the Champions Emirates Cup. Our fans will be giddy and satisfied already. Job done for the SNS. Arteta's done it again, boys. Used to be a 70-year-old was on the YTS scheme, £30 a week. Now they're on stupid money. Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Tim Allen.
And they had to clean the players' boots, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, like they had to do all that. They had to do all the rubbish jobs and all that. And then when they progress into, they come into the first team and they built themselves up as a quality player, that was when the wages, they were off the contract and the wages after. But now...
Well, the YTS boys used to rely on the professionals at the end of the year, giving them a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you say now, that's all gone out the window.
Yeah.
So let me get me charger. Mate, me battery's going to...
No worries, mate. I'll
mate.
just catch up with the chat. Steve Cox saying Antonio stacked his motor dressed as a snowman. Must be a joke in there somewhere. You know. Had that right, Anthony. Yeah, draw. 1-1. Should have had 3 points, never penalty. Then 93rd minute for Hull City.
Yeah.
Some rugby teams looking at Johnny Evans as a potential fly-off after that kick yesterday. You know.
Yeah.
So Ross Ross is saying about your transfer window as a 5, Anthony. Do you agree on that one?
No. So totally disagree on that one. I'm not counting Rhea because he was there last season. I knew we paid 27 million for him. But
Why that eye?
But the cauliflower we signed for 75p in Lidl's. No, I rate it a 1.
Good evening, Carl Rossi. Is this Attack of the Baldies? Yeah, unfortunately, Jez has gone, so just me and Charlie to back it up now. I hope you're keeping well, mate. Good to see you.
The Hares are making a comeback.
Thunder Road. Good to see you, Sean. Going out all is well with you. Hello, Sam. To each other. Steve Cox meant to put a 0.510. My apologies.
Yeah.
Let's not forget Pennant. Oh, yeah, that one. Big up Lee, Football Dad's Army, another Arsenal guy, good guy. Make sure you go over and see his channel, please. Give him a hit and a like and subscribe him. A panel, as usual. Always, Casey. Yeah, you do it to me, and it's vice versa. We always look after each other. I think that's very important. Jermaine Pennant, Champagne Charlie, frame of a state. Big up to everyone into the chat as well. Good to see you all in there. Hope you're enjoying what you've seen so far. Charlie Nicholas broke my last from the bank. Oh my days! I thought Crime Watch was cancelled. Never, mate. Always mugshot corner here. I hope you're keeping well, mate.
Just need the boards that have got all the numbers on. Just all stand there, stoic as ever.
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
That's okay, mate. As Fuzzy had an haircut. Is that a fucking wing back? So, Charlie, if you want to talk about the last man standing, if you want to go a bit more in detail for people so they can know what it's all about.
Yeah, right. Basically, I've been involved with it for about 8 years now. Only been doing it myself for the last sort of 3 years. But basically, all you got to do is pick a different Premiership team to win every week. If you draw or lose, you're out. We're up to about 250 players now, so it's sort of between 4 and 5 grand the jackpot. And if no one wins it, then we have a rollover where everyone pays again to come in. No new players are allowed if there's a rollover, because obviously it's from the year before, or not the year. It's just till someone wins it. It can go 5 weeks. It can go 10 weeks. And not only that, I mean, it's something interesting to talk about when you're in a pub with your mates and whatever, you know. I mean, and so I've been doing it about 3 years myself. I actually won it once.
Did you?
Yeah. But the beauty of it is it's all in black and white. There's no cheating. You can't cheat. I send out 2 or 3 emails a week showing everybody what they've got, what they've picked. You know, it's all there in black and white, which is good. I mean, as I've spoken to Anthony about it before, but when we first, I would say about 3 or 4 years ago, Anthony, wasn't it? I spoke to you about it. Even Harry's in it now, and Sarah. You're the only one that ain't shown. Come on, pull your finger out, mate. Spend a
Well, now I know it's available. You know, I know they've done it. I know they've done it for a few years now. I know the last couple of seasons, I think they've done it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got to pull my finger out and get onto that.
Yeah.
God, I'm trying to get him into the fantasy football team, and that's free, Charlie. He hasn't done that yet.
I did it yesterday, mate. Have a look.
I'll have a look.
We've just started one this week. Just started running it from the Premier League, and what we do is £38 to go in, but it's £1 a week, basically.
Yeah.
But up until Wednesday, I won't know how many people are in it. Like, so there's about 25 now. It's only the first time we've done it. I've never done it before. I know Terry has and whatever. So we hope to be getting up to about £700 or £1,000 jackpot.
That should be good.
Yeah, I mean,
just try and rival the big 6 or something. Or
yeah, I mean, a lot of the blokes do that anyway.
Yeah.
But with the last man, as I say, all you got to do is either go in on Facebook, winner is last man standing, Insta, same thing. It'll come up. We always are looking for new players. We've just got a little bit of sponsorship, which is nice. So what we do, like every now and then, we offer people 50% discount if they introduce a new player. So instead of paying 20, they pay 10. At this moment in time, it's winner take all. I don't get nothing out of it. You know, I put in a lot of time to it. But it gives people something to talk about and some enjoyment. You know.
Sounds good.
So, as I say, we're always looking for new players. If anybody wants to join in, just email me or just Google winner is last man standing, and I'll send you all the details out. You haven't got to take part in it, everyone, if they want to. I mean, some people can't afford it, you know, with the cost of living prices and whatever. But for £20, it gives you, like, 8-10 weeks of enjoyment, really.
Yeah.
You're not only looking at your team's results, you're looking at all the others as well.
No, of course.
What
I'll do then, Charlie,
I'll
put the link in the description at the end of the show in there. So I'll get your email address, put it in there. So anyone who's watching, if you want to play Last Man Standing, it'll be the links in the description. So make sure you look onto that. And as Charlie said, you can find it on Facebook as well as Insta as well, Last Man Standing. And join it, guys. It looks really interesting.
Yeah.
And if anybody on the podcast, I'll gladly come on for half hour or so just to try and get the name out there. Because at the end of the day, like we were talking about earlier, money speaks all languages.
Yeah.
So the more players in, the bigger the pot.
No, exactly.
You know?
So yeah, let's make sure people plug this as well. It sounds like it's
And I have actually put your in our email list. I'll put this on there. Early Doors TV to try and get some more subscribers in and whatever.
Thanks, Charlie.
And
Appreciate
I'll do
that.
that all the time anyway. So
Thanks,
that's
mate.
not a problem.
No, brilliant. Just going to follow up on the chat because obviously this one, yeah, was definitely Pepsi Pack. Claude and the Bouncers was gold. Yeah, definitely was. Claude himself, rest in peace, and obviously, Terry and Diesel, the arguments, the banter, the laughter. It was a good show, and most of us already know what that channel was all about, basically. Big up to legend himself, Carl Walsh Gunner. Hello, gents. Lots of legends on the screen. We need a striker, left back, centre back, right winger, goalkeeper, a number 8. Get rid of Ramsdale and Nketiah, Nelson, Martinelli and Vieira, Kivior and Tomiyasu.
It's a strange one, Martinelli.
Well, I know we've talked about it recently. The last couple of shows that we've done is the fact of his form has dipped, and we saw that last season. So I can understand the reason why on that one. But he might be different this season. You never know. Things might have changed again.
Well, in today's game, he seemed to get his speed back. He was unlucky when he went through, and the defender just took him off. But I think he's a good player, actually, Martinelli.
Hopefully we'll do. Timmy's saying this stream will grow, just a matter of time. Thanks, Timmy. Yeah, we work hard, as always. Everyone works hard doing their channels. So hopefully we'll all get there. We're winning nothing. Tiro's been suspiciously very busy since Arteta failed to deliver. See, the thing is, when you look at Arsenal, Manic, you think it's Arteta and Edu that pulls all the strings at Arsenal. Nah, mate, it's Terry. Terry does it all.
Terry.
You just don't know it.
Yeah, exactly. Kept you quiet. United 66-1 to get their roof fixed this season. Wow.
I'll put a paid on that.
You can't be working every other day of every week. Poor excuse.
You leave my boy alone.
I want to know where my builder's buckets have gone. Yeah, they're all on the bloody roof.
Pepsi, you'll have to deal with Charlie if you keep on mentioning that. The bowling lane player. Thanks, Tony. All good. Thanks. I'll be back soon. Good, mate. We look forward to seeing you back on the scene.
Yeah.
And big up to Ravi as well. Big up the crew. Don't sleep on Fuzz. You might send the pickpockets on you.
What?
Oh,
no.
God, that is ridiculous. I don't think
Arteta will send the pickpockets onto you.
Oh, why did you pay pickpocket to go round and pinch their mobile phones out of the player's pocket? I'm not being funny. If you're sat around a table eating meals, they're saying, "Oh, this is where you're supposed to be concentrating." But not around a bloody dinner table. It's not. It's on a pitch, yes, but not on a dinner table.
To test their awareness tenfold, stick them in a laser tag, except the lasers are replaced by rubber bullets.
I know I'm a bit late on saying it kind of thing, but obviously big up to Lee and also the raid over from Lee Gunner's channel. Big up to Lee himself. Unique 79, good to see you. Great guy. Sauceman, Raid. AK4 Pete, Fort Lee Raid, Bobby A. And Sid Crawley as well. And Tarbo and Tully. Thanks for all coming in, guys. Appreciate you all being here. And speak to all of us in the chat, basically. Big up Early Doors Football TV, 4K4 Pete. Big up to yourself. Sound like a character of Harry Potter. Oh, that was in Westbury. Pot of Madrid and a glass of wine. Yeah, look, even Lone Star saying, leave Tell alone. He's got a he's got a paper round or two. Revy's asking a question for you. Do you see pre-season just a window to promote the fringe and non-starter players so others can get a good look at players they want to buy or sell?
Some clubs, yes. Other clubs, no.
The thing is, with pre-season, most of the teams don't play what they would call their starting 11.
Yeah.
So you're not really, is it a fitness thing? I don't know.
I think it could be because, I mean, well, I know you've not exactly bought many players in kind of thing, but the likes of us and obviously with Man United, with the dealings we've been doing so far and even the likes of Chelsea as well and Aston Villa, they've obviously got to see what these players can do. I think the good thing, like when looking at the players that featured in the Betway Cup yesterday, you could see there was a mixture of the new players. We saw some good things there, but at the same point, you saw the old players and the reason why they should be moved on. So for me, it's a good balance to see, having pre-season because it
Got to
really
gel though,
does.
Tom.
They have, mate.
You know-
They have. But as well, full well, Charlie. You've seen it with your team. Also the dead wood that's got to be moved on.
Oh yeah.
Even though you want to give them a chance to say, okay, maybe they'll gel with the new players, but if they're still not showing it, then basically it just proves the point.
Here's one for Hot Fuzz. What Casemiro? What is he still doing there?
I mean, the only market really we could realistically sell him to is Saudi Arabia. But when they turn around and say, "Yeah, you're all right, mate," we'll look elsewhere.
I've got to admit.
But I mean, it's sort of at the stage now, right, where he's got a bit of quality when he's on it, and it's like, yeah, he symbolises. I think this season he'll symbolise exactly what Man United were last season. You don't sort of change your form from game to game to game. Your form goes up and down from minute to minute to minute to minute. And Casemiro did exactly that against Man City. 10 minutes, crap. 10 minutes later, good. 10 minutes after that, crap. 10 minutes after that,
Yeah, but
all right. And it's
professional
like,
footballers they can't do that. The idea of a professional footballer is
exactly.
you're good for 90, or in Man United's case, 120 minutes.
Yeah, and that's what we need. We need the consistency factor, and that's what we're hoping to do with signing players to get into the team, where you get rid of players that are inconsistent, that have a mentality where failure is not punished. You can get away with playing well one week, playing for the shirt, so that the club pushes out all of the singing your praises, and everyone's happy, ooh-de-lollying. Next week, oh, I don't feel up for it. You drop a stinker, but it just goes in cycles and repeats itself over and over and over again. And we've been doing that for 10 years, and it's only now where you've got people upstairs that actually say, well, listen, you not pulling your weight's going to have some serious consequences, and players are going to start seeing that when you're signing other players coming in and say, well, you're going to be influential for this new start, this new fresh page for this club. Everyone else is dropping out of favour, but they're all the higher earners that are dropping down the pecking order. So they're going to be sat there on big wages wondering, well, if I am ambitious as a footballer, I'm not getting the minutes here, so I'm going to want to move. And I think that's what's I'm hoping that's what's going to start happening with the more players coming in, is that all the Deadwood players are going to realise, well, I'm out of favour now.
Well, that's exactly what we had.
Yeah, well, it's just a matter that with players on the wages that they are on, they don't have the need or the want. Some of them don't want to go because, well, I'm earning as much as I am here, and I still believe, well, I'm going to fight for my place. But your manager's told you can't play. You're not going to play. Why are you still here? Why are you being the tail that wags the dog? Player FC, player power. It's prevalent in more ways than one at Manchester United, and it's a culture that's had to die. I've said it all the way running up to this summer transfer window that with Ineos, the biggest objective above all else is killing player power at this club, because it is right throughout the ranks.
Do you think he's lost the dressing room?
No, I don't think he has. I think there are just players in there, but they're sort of one player here, one player there. I think the general synergy, and I think it's helped. It has massively helped having then the people from upstairs coming down into the dressing room and saying, you back this guy, you play for this guy, and you start playing together as a unit. You brought new coaches in. There's a new idea, a new plan at play. So work together, make this work. Otherwise, everyone's in trouble. And I think given that you back the manager, instead of saying, no, we're not going to give the manager a new contract, players start thinking, well, he might still be out the door then. But you're giving him a new contract. So you say, well, the manager's he's going to stay here for longer now. all the players have to think, oh, great. So if I wanted to get the manager out because I didn't believe in him, I didn't back him, well, great. I can't necessarily do that without trying harder to deliberately get him sacked. But I don't think players would necessarily deliberately do that until it gets ridiculously bad that any manager's job is completely untenable. But yeah.
Good evening to Azzy and today again. Good evening to the people that's come over from Lee Gunner's channel and that. Good to see you guys over here. And like I said, if you can, smash a like to Hot Fuzz 44 next to me, and obviously if you want to, you can subscribe to us. I know you Arsenal guys possibly, but a subscription is not what it's all about. It's about following us. If you'd like to follow us and see the content, please smash a like, share, and subscribe where you got the chance to. It costs nothing these days. Good to see you on here. Sweet Bubbles, yeah, indeed, Turbo. Talking about signed Solanke, a round of applause to them. Congratulations. I mean, when you think about that one, a release clause of £65 million, and they're going for it. Do you think he's the answer?
No way.
Well, they're trying to find someone to replace that Harry Kane, aren't they? Because they haven't had that prolific goal scorer up front. But it's like what I said, 65 million for Solanke. I suppose with him being an English player as well, English players are there. But listen, a lot of people don't realise that he scored 19 league goals, last season. So
Marcus Rashford scored 30 goals the season before last. Where's he?
Well, he's not
He's
doing it.
planning his move to Arsenal.
AK
It's like what I mean. 1 goal shy of 20. I mean, 20 goals, and this is what Arsenal's crying out for: a 20-goal striker a season plus. So it's like what I said, that with all the names we've been, linked with, there's only one player left, and that's Ivan Toney, and they've dropped him down to 40 million now. Go and get him. I don't worry what anybody says. Arsenal's got money to spend, and I think they spent on the left back. With obviously with Zinchenko going out, I reckon if we don't get a midfielder, it's like what I said, Zinchenko would be going in that midfield. So
the only thing with Zinchenko, Anthony, is he's got a bad pass in him, isn't he?
Yeah.
Every game he's got a bad pass in him.
Yeah, and if that inverted, sorry, I don't like that inverted system. I really don't. I think that's why we're actually struggled, because Ben White doesn't really go inverted. He's up there. No. If you notice, he's always behind Saka. But the trouble is, though, Martinelli, he hasn't got that on the left behind him, and he's like a lost soul out there on the left-hand side as well.
Because we haven't really had a regular left back, have we?
Exactly.
He got injured straight away. Tomiyasu went over there, he got injured.
Yeah.
And I personally think that's half the reason why Southgate wanted to take Ben White, because of the way he plays down the right with Saka.
Yeah, but trouble is though, Ben, he had a falling out with Southgate, didn't he? So that's why Southgate didn't bother picking him.
What's his name? The number 2. Can't think of the English number 2 name now.
Oh, you got Trent it plays in there, Walker, and you got Trippier.
No, I mean Southgate's assistant.
Oh, Southgate's assistant. He's not Carsley, is it?
No. But evidently, he's the one he had the fallout with.
Oh.
So Steve Holland?
Steve Holland, that's it, yeah.
Steve Holland, yeah.
So, but we'll never know the truth on that.
No.
The clues in the name. He put a bet in on Holland to beat Southgate.
So, and I see that came up. Was it from Lone Star about LMS? About
I'm going to go back to that one. I just want to see what Steve Cox has put about Kilman. It says Premier League tax. Kilman not a £40 million player, yet 100% Premier League tax.
Yeah.
I was looking at this. This is the first one I like. Comparing Arsenal's transfer window to West Ham's is like comparing Tony's tractor to Tell's push bike. Different market and quality of player altogether. This is true, Lone Star. Where is it now? Did I start it? Bear me, Charlie, try and find it.
Sorry, Pain Like Bane, Adama, for the rustling.
Yeah, the rustling noise.
Cookies. Maryland cookies. Nothing defeats them. It's like my chocolate milk. You know,
I've got
immovable
to tell you, son, I'm
objects.
actually going to Mallorca tomorrow because I'm on the next episode of Love Island. So,
Hey,
Oh no!
Did I start?
oh, you'll win that, Charlie.
I'll try. I'm just going to come in some comments and I'll look for that one again. Like,
yeah, all
Charlie,
it is, I see it come up.
yeah.
There's no restrictions. I mean, if you've got access to a UK account or family over here, whatever, you know, as long as it's in sterling, or you can transfer from your bank to my bank, not a problem.
Oh, brilliant.
All I will say, if you want to get in for this season, get in tonight, tomorrow, because it's got the picks have got to be in by Wednesday 4:00.
Wednesday, 4:00. Brilliant. We'll make sure of that. I just want to go back on this one here. Willie McKenna, good evening to yourself. For 2 Guinnesses, 2 vodkas, and 2 Red Bulls in Dublin, €54.
Well, it is dear in Dublin, isn't it?
But he said he paid £55 to see Paul McCartney. So,
well, if he was the barman, he could have done it at the same time, couldn't he?
Eros Fuzzy thought United played well the other day. The further of the pitch, a lot of chances created. Just need to work on finishing their dinner.
Yeah, wasted chances again. But I'm liking with some of the build-up stuff. Hopefully, the manager actually plays the likes of Joshua Zirkzee instead of benching him for infinite amount of time. Get Zirkzee on the pitch. Get him on the pitch. Get Garnacho on the left, Ahmed on the right. Happy days.
Well, you know the old saying, didn't you? You can only play what's in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. Ravi's asking a question for you, Anthony, and probably this to you as well, Charlie. Question: thoughts on how Arsenal compete in the Champions League?
Well, we're not going to win it. Don't get me wrong. I think Mikel Arteta did a decent job because I actually tipped Arsenal to get to the quarterfinals last season, which they did. You know, I mean, with the likes of Real Madrid, Man City, your Borussia Dortmunds, you know, and obviously your Bayern Munich's as well. I mean, I still feel that we're still behind them lot. So, listen, I'll be happy with another quarterfinals this season coming. What I really want, I want the Premier League and maybe another trophy if you want that. Maybe throw an FA Cup in there as well. But that's what I wanted last season. I'm sticking to my guns. This is what I want this season from Mikel Arteta.
I do think the Premiership's the goal.
Yeah,
because that's over 38
Yeah.
games, isn't it? You know,
yeah.
Whereas your Champions League's probably like your group stages and then 4 games. So you're probably playing what 6-7 games to win it.
Well, he's changed the Champions League, Charlie. He's changed. We're basically they've thrown all into one league, and whoever finishes in the top 16 of that league, they go into the round of 16 into the next stage. So it's just all teams in one massive league now. So they changed it. So I think it's pointless. Personally, I prefer the group stages of how we normally had it. So, which I think eventually it will most probably go back to.
Maybe. I mean, once again, it's all about TV money, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, they'll put more games in to earn more revenue.
Yeah.
Well, Ravi's followed up with another question for you guys. Depending on who's fit in defence, who starts and who is sub?
What's that?
Well, for me, I think you got to have Ben White as a right back with Saliba and Gabriel in the middle.
Yeah.
And I mean, if Timber's back and fit, which he should be now, he's the perfect, the perfect person to be at left back. That would be my 4 across the back anyway.
Yeah, I totally agree. Or Calafiori, one of the two. I mean, we're talking about obviously the left back situation here. That's another one we can do. We can rotate Timber with Calafiori in games. So I thought our defence is fine at the minute. I don't think that's where our problem is now. We've got our new left back in. It's just what I said. Is that optional right winger for Saka, rotate a player for him, and also a 20-goal striker. That's the next 2 players I feel Arsenal should get in now, from now to the end of the season. But with you lot, team, you're going to be another Nottingham Forest this year. You'll be that last hour. You'll be signing your 26th player. I'll tell you that.
We'll come to. We're just going to catch up on the chat. We will come on to the transfer business shortly. I mean, he was saying there, it makes too much sense to get Anthony. Arsenal won't get him.
Don't want him.
Injury prone to like Jesus. Zinni crumbles. Yeah, it was there. William McKenna's laughing at Ravi's comment. Early doors TV FC not winning the FPL. Of course not. We're proper at the bottom of it. Dearest city in the world, the prices keep doubling and doubling. Is do or die for Rashford this season, Low Star saying?
Yeah.
Oh, doubling prices go every week, guys. Wow, if that's the case. Evening to Aaron. Arsenal X-rated. The best we can hope for in the Champions League is semi-final at best. Which is true.
Well, if you can get to the semi-final, you can get to the final.
Yeah.
Arteta win something, or he needs to go as simple as.
Yeah.
Well, tone on that, right? He needs to go. Who are they going to bring in?
This is the question we've asked, yeah. And that's the thing. Who's going to come in to a club? For Will, Charlie, you had Emery. He wasn't exactly backed, whereas this manager's been backed, and it's been a slow progress. But the last couple of seasons, last season was probably the best.
Any Arsenal supporter can moan with what Arteta's done. He's got rid of all the shit out of the team, and he's got us into. I know you don't get no prizes for coming second, but we're there. The season before last, we did bottle it because Saliba got injured.
Yeah.
And our last 10 games, we just didn't turn up. But one man don't make a team. You know what I mean? So it was our fault, and we bottled it. This year, this season, we should have won it. It was our own fault again. But, you've got to go through this. You've got to learn. No one wins the Premier League overnight. It's over 38 games, and as I just said earlier, there's 17 or 18 managers would love to be in a position and finish where we finished. And now on earth people can't see what Arteta's doing. I just don't know. I really don't.
I suppose they're just looking at, they think that it's 2 seasons now, especially last season was probably your best opportunity. And for me, as I've said to Anthony before, I think it's 2 players away from actually winning the title.
Yeah,
quality
he
players.
is, but at the end of the day, if we can see that, why can't Mikel? Because if that's the case, then bring these players in and go on and win the Premier League. It's like what Charlie said earlier. You play what's in front of you. So in all fairness, but we bottled not last season, the season before. Mikel Arteta ballsed up last season in that Aston Villa game. He swapped the team around. When we went to Dubai. Yeah, we come back. It was a total different Arsenal. We were winning games and we were winning 4, 5, 6-0. Right? Why change a winning strategy against one game against Aston Villa? I don't get it.
Anthony, listen, when I was young, I was at Leighton Orient. I had trials over the Arsenal. I was a reasonable standard. And we was always taught, you don't change a winning team.
Yeah.
Because it builds confidence, and confidence can win any game. And it's all different now, football. As I said earlier, it's a business, it's not a sport.
And all fairness, Charlie, they're not footballers now. They're athletes.
Yeah.
They're athletes. That's what they are. But
the thing is, they moan about, we've played 2 games a week. You be a tennis player and play 5 sets, for 4.5, 5 hours solid. 2-3 times a week, 4 times. They're prima donnas now.
Which is interesting because you've stirred something here with the chat. Basically, it's Aaron saying here, Arsenal X-rated. If Arteta doesn't win a trophy at the end of the season, why shouldn't questions be asked? If you can't get over the line season after season, why wouldn't you consider a change?
For who?
For Arteta.
And bring in who?
Well, if you look at it, I mean, he was kind of thrown some names in: Simeone, Allegri, Mancini, Conte.
Conte, are you sure? Conte is not Conte by name and Conte by nature, I think.
Actually, saying he ain't done anything. Emery got 5th in his first season and got to a final.
And what happened in that final against Chelsea?
We lost 4-1.
They absolutely mullered us. We didn't show up. It cost me a fortune that day in the pub and staying overnight. We played absolute shit.
We did. But the trouble is, though, Emery hasn't been backed like what Arteta's been backed. I mean,
No.
in that final, we played Cole Jenkinson at right back, Mustafi at centre. This was the dead wood that we had to get rid of.
And
But
we've done it. He's done it.
unfortunately, but Mikel Arteta's done that. But what I'm trying to say is, Unai Emery wasn't given the chance to do that. So I think if Unai Emery was still the manager of Arsenal, right? I always said this. He would have won us the Premier League last season because look what he did with Villa. He took him over from 17th and
Yeah.
got him into Europe. So, and that's in 2 seasons.
Yeah,
but Andy, you've only got to finish in the top 7 now to get into Europe.
that's true.
Yeah, but I mean,
That is
but this is Champions League now. But they went from the Europa League the season before, from last season finishing 4th into the Champions League. You can get what Unai Emery's doing there. Villa ain't got that money to spend as much as what Arsenal's got.
Oh no.
But with Mikel Arteta, so far since he's been in charge, he has spent 820 million, right? And also, you got to think, heck, he hasn't spent that much, nowhere near that much at Man City, and look what they've won.
Yeah, but the only reason he spent that money, Anthony, is because Arsenal are now paying more money for players, whereas we never used to. We never used to spend like 50, 60 million on a player. Look what happened. We spent 76 million on Pepe.
Yeah.
Look how he turned out. What I'm saying, we was never a club to pay big money for players. But now, because the market demands it, 54 million for Solanke, come on.
That's true, isn't it?
I mean, that's the way I look at it. I mean, maybe it's me, but to me, Solanke is going to be another Richarlison.
Imagine that. Trip Vic, 16 on the like button, guys. You can do it, guys. You know you can. Yeah, big up to your Trip Vic as well. Ashley saying Arteta has done what any manager could have done, given the money.
Yeah.
Oliver Carville is saying the board need to go as well, not just Arteta. That decision is down to the Cronkies, and this is bigger. And good evening to you as well, Oliver, as well. Eros is saying the problem is Arsenal have been missing the 2 to 3 players every season for 20 plus years. Get the missing pieces and stop pussyfooting around. If you're going to get it over the line, you've got to do it. Actually, followed up with Ange was top in his first season. They only dropped off because they had injuries to players who played a part in being there. That's true.
Every team has injuries.
Yeah, I think might see a difference from Newcastle this year, possibly. He still got to a final, but a few players got down-tooled. This is true. Henry thinking that Villa would be in the top 4, which is a possibility, knowing the money they've spent. And Barry Clark saying, why does Arteta need to win a trophy to keep his job? He got a Community Shield for coming second. West Ham and City was the only 2 clubs to win the European trophy. This is true. And we did win that. Lovely.
But it's true now. It's true. I believe Mikel Arteta has got to win the Premier League to keep his job. It's all right turning around saying, yeah, but we have the best defensive record. We score more goals. We have more points this last season than the season before. Yeah, I get that. But if you're doing that, and you haven't won anything, you haven't achieved anything, have you? So, in all fairness, this is what we're saying to him. He needs to bring in, if we knew that we're 2 players short, bring him in and win something. If Mikel Arteta wins the Premier League this season, I'll hold my hands up and say, mate, you've done it. There you go. If they offer him a 2 or 3 year contract extension, but you've got to keep up with the likes of Man City. We're just treading on their toes at the minute. I just want to be above that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, actually said, imagine Arteta got to a final. I mean, how would you guys feel you did get to the final of the Champions League?
Well, I mean, I'd be happy and it'd be excited to watch. And but the question is, you play to win. Unfortunately, I don't care if it's Real Madrid or Man City or Bayern Munich in the final. You play to win, and that's it. So, but I just noticed now, like when the players go out on the pitch, team, you don't see that mentality, that focus, that concentration anymore. Like your Roy Keanes and your Patrick Vieira's, you don't see that anymore. It's all like fist pumps in the tunnel and laughing and joking before you go out on the.
They're talking and laughing and joking. That's the difference.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that? Aaron's followed up by saying neither of us knows who's available at the end of next season, manager-wise. What I do know is we shouldn't be obligated to stick with a manager through lack of replacement. That's a good point. Massive point.
But you
Yeah.
still got to have a manager there.
Of course, Charlie, because if you know, like everything, I mean, not being funny, just as like in the job, everyone's replaceable at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But it seems, I suppose, I can see the frustration for certain Arsenal fans is the fact of, like as Anthony said, £820 million, and there's been some progress, but still not enough for that amount of money that you've spent to get
Okay,
it.
well,
You know,
spin it round. Spin it round. You as a West Ham supporter and Jez as a United supporter, would you have loved to have done what we have done over the last 5 years?
I suppose if you look at it from my point of view, is the fact of, you know, with Moyes, we knew what we got, and the progression in the, you know, he is in certain respects improved what West Ham did, especially to be 3 years in Europe. You know, when you think we got to, you know, quarters, a semi, and a final, and a semi. So when you look at something like that, that in itself is a great achievement. We know where we stand. I mean, don't get me wrong. If we could be in the upper echelons to be in the top 3, with that kind of money, and obviously the right manager in place, then yeah, you've got to be well and truly happy with that.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, you had a better season than this team when you won the Europa League. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
we
mean?
finished 14th. We finished 14th.
14th, you won a European trophy. We finished second. We won nothing. So hence, you had the better season because you've won a trophy, and that is what it's all about.
Duncan, I've been becoming second, so.
No, you know the same old saying, Charlie. That bit hasn't changed. The standard's been lowered basis of Arteta. Yeah, Emirates the nuts taught him of football. True. This Ford kept his job because of the dross he got rid of. Could be. You paid 45 for Jesus. Reasoning with the tractor, Tony's like trying to explain money to my ex-wife. Barry Clark saying, Arsenal ain't won the Prem since 07. They never won a European trophy. So what do Arsenal fans expect? Great question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we expect, like every other supporter in the land, to win the Premiership, the Champions League, the FA Cup, the league. You know what I mean? That's what you expect. It never happens, but that's what you expect, no matter who you support.
No, it's true. This is it. Richie got 16G. Wow. Big up to the Southern Good and Matty. Hope you do well. Good to see you, brother. Edu has to go. And if you get the chance to, guys, if you haven't, go and see the Southern Goodness channel as well. Matty, great guy, talks some good football, and love hearing what he talks about. So go and see his channel. You get Darker Than Blue 81. All I hear for this manager is excuses, excuses, excuses. The Premier League was in our hands last season, and he fluffed his lines. Better not throw away this cup. The cups this season.
Yeah,
You got the squad for it.
Well, you hope you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah. Well, it says, are the players who are starters or subs? I think competition is great to have. I think that's what I like about looking at our transfer business. It's the fact we've actually kind of bolstered the squad and now there is kind of a bit of competition. So hopefully that pushes the players on for the seasons. But we'll see. But that's what you and Arsenal definitely need. That. I mean, Man United are building on that, and that's something we definitely need to do as well. Oliver Carville, could I see? Yeah, I'd rather Conte than another assistant one next to Pep. That's for sure. Yeah, we're seeing the siblings going out. I mean, obviously, Scalera, what his name is, at Chelsea, and that I think he's going to have a hard time there.
Enzo.
Yeah, he's going to have a hard time.
That's Pep's another one of Pep's pupils. So listen, I mean, all the money that they've got and the players that they've been bringing in. You know, I mean that Modric that they signed, you know, that he's nothing. Now they've got Neto in. He's going to be the first choice attacking winger over there now. So, but I can see Chelsea doing something. When I see doing something, I think they'll finish higher in the league table than what they did last season. But whether they're going to win a cup, I don't know.
I think we swerved one on Modric. I'm glad we never got him.
Oh, definitely. I'd rather. We had the best deal when we bought Trossard.
Yeah. Better deal, that's for sure.
I mean, agree with this. What Ashley says. Yes, Charlie, mate.
I've got to make a move in a minute, mate, because I've got to make a couple of phone calls before I sort things out.
Before you go away.
Yeah. Won't patch it. Well, she ain't packed. I'm
Yeah,
going to take an empty case and bring a few people back with me. Right, might earn a few quid.
that sounds good.
Listen, mate, thanks for getting me on.
No,
So I'll
Charlie,
drop you the emails over later. If anybody is interested, just give me a shout or click on the link for me, please. And if anybody else is watching that's got a podcast, I'd gladly come on and, explain it to others and whatever. And if you want me back on, Tony, I'm away for a couple of weeks, mate. But other than that, I'll always come on.
Yeah, of course, Charlie. That's always a pleasure having you on, mate. So thanks for coming in the first place and obviously promoting the Last Man Standing. Let's hope everyone kind of joins it and enjoy your holiday, mate. That's for sure.
Lovely, thanks. Anthony, good to see you again, mate. Hot fuzz, nice to
And you,
speak to
mate.
you. All right, see you all
Yes,
soon.
Yeah,
Have
take
a
care, mate.
holiday, Charlie.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Take it easy.
Cheers.
Actually saying, look, these owners won't sack him because they know he'll be a yes man. Just nodding and shake my head when I agree and disagree. If I take
Well,
it to the
lads, we've
final,
just gone into the we've literally gone from the Sunday night takeaway to the good, the bad, and the ugly. So
yes. No matter what, it's bloody difficult getting past City, though. Yeah, this is true. Almo, thank you for the business, boys. You guys have the best 1v1 defender in the league at right back now.
Yeah.
No. Thank you very much, Almo. Yeah, I mean, it's still to be done. Hopefully, the medical will be done tomorrow. I know there's a little bit of hold up on this money business that they're still talking about. But at least you're getting Nazarawi over it. So at least there's, a silver cloud, as they say. So hopefully, yeah. Signing number 8 for West Ham, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Barry Clark, Arsenal can answer David Moyes, 100% there, Barry. We'll say I'm going to come back to the transfer. Let's just catch up the chat and we can talk about our transfer stuff. Did Arteta win a trophy with the Dross? No one, nothing with the squad he built. Yeah. Emery got sacked because he didn't play ball. Because they didn't tell him what to do. Yeah. Sorry, Fuzz, you were going to say?
Yeah, no, I was just talking about Arteta. The closest he actually got to winning anything was with someone else's team with £0 invested. As soon as he gets investment, he builds something else, still with its own problems, but still no proven success yet.
No.
And the problem is that if you're looking at this Arsenal team and thinking, well, this must be the finished article, right? This is ready to win. But is it, though? Because if it doesn't win, then what does the finished article of Arsenal Football Club look like? Yeah. What does that team look like? What does if not this Arsenal team, what does the Premier League winning Arsenal team look like? Because then you've got to look at, what's the difference between this Arsenal team and then that Arsenal team? What does this Arsenal have to do to get to that Arsenal? Will this Arsenal get to that Arsenal?
What do you think of us signing De Ligt? Do you rate him? I think it's a decent signing. Didn't you, Fuzzy? What do you think about that one?
I know there's a lot of people that say, he's a European club reject, right? And he's already had a bit of a journeyman's career. What's crazy to think is that he's still only 24 and he's been to all of these top clubs. He's only 24. He's still 3 years younger than bloody Scott McTominay. And people might say, well, he's injury prone. Well, last season he had less minutes injured, like way less minutes injured than guys like Martinez. About slightly less games missing than Harry Maguire as well. And Maguire was a 4th choice centre back. He's not like compared to our centre backs last season. He's not actually missed that many games. So, injury prone, I'd say maybe, with a more physical league, he might get an extra injury or two, but by no means is he actually just getting injured every other week. Yeah. Knowing our fitness department, though, we could end up like getting everybody injured, but
I think he's a good player, in all fairness. I
he's
think
a good
maybe
player.
He's done well. And, he had a good Euros. But what would be your back four, Fuzzy? Would it be Dalot and Shaw with Martinez and De Ligt in the middle. Would that be your Man United back four?
No, that's hypothetically, if we go into next season, I know a lot of people will stick Luke Shaw into left back, but let's say hypothetically we sign everybody that we're linked to at the moment. I'll probably play Hermoso out there as like a centre back / full back. You've then got Martinez and then De Ligt as your other two centre backs. You've then got Mazraoui for the right back position, and Mazraoui, like how a lot of systems are doing at the moment, where they invert one of those full backs to create your back three when you're in possession. Hermoso can move in to play as one of those three centre backs, and then you've got the inverted full back to, link up play in midfield. So for me, that's probably the most modern day practical back four as to how other clubs are doing it at the moment. But other than that, I mean, probably Delot gives this team more consistently than what a Luke Shaw does. And Malassi has not played football in over a year, so I don't think we can even include him in any conversation at the moment, because we just don't know if he's going to be, if he's even still alive.
I forgot he's still there.
Yeah.
Jeez. Question for you, Fuzz. What does extending Bruno's contract do for United?
Well, I've heard that it's about 300k a week, and I mean, you can look at it from two ways. I mean, 300k a week, that's, it's a lot of money. And I think Ineos, where they're trying to get rid of 300k a week contracts just to give somebody a 300k a week contract, unless it's a club a club politics type move where they say to everyone, well, the plan here is where Bruno's new contract as the dressing room leader, as your captain, is going to be the top earner at the club. And when everybody else you sign comes into the club and everyone's like, well, he's on that amount, I want to be on that amount, or I want to be on more. And the Ineos will say, well, no, you're not going to be on more, because he's your captain. He's the leader of the dressing room. He's in this position. This is what he's, how symbolic he is to this team. There's a power structure there. And, in terms of his influence on the team, if we're just free, giving wages out to everybody free willy, because why not? It would just incite player power FC again. And we need to control, even if a player does get big wages, you give it to them under the pretenses that it's controlled as to what money goes to what player, and that players get paid correctly in relativity to their performances, their position in the squad, their ability, and just in general the role that they have at the club. Like all of these different factors as to where that should dictate how much a player gets paid, and you just don't pay somebody for the sake of it. I think is important to sort of go by that structure in the modern day, because otherwise you'll get Manchester United Football Club over the last 10 years. We need to be more like what a Manchester City is, or what a Liverpool is, when it comes to players and their wages.
No, it's true. It is very true. I like Steve Carroll there on Mum Spaghetti as a thumbnail. Sam Allardyce could win the league if you gave him $800 million to spend. He knows how to set up a defence better than Arteta does. Second isn't impressive. Yeah, big old Sam. Give it to him.
Yeah.
Big up. Yes, people. Yes, Creepy Classics. Hope you're well. Good seeing you. Shane Richie got 16 go average and 19 starts. It's not bad. That's not a bad stat. I want football to go back out it was in the 70s and 80s. Oh, long gone, Henry. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever see that return.
No.
Arteta will probably go for the cups when his job is on the line. You will. It's interesting. Yeah, it might be. Injuries are only a factor when they play a key part in the squad and are integral to what to do. Yeah, 100% there. You're not wrong there, Ashley. Barry Clark saying West Ham fans at other teams giving it, be careful what you wish for when we wanted Moyes gone. But coming second in the Prem ain't good enough to keep your job. This is the fact, especially when you've, the history and the status of your club, Anthony. I think if you look at it, it's one of those, isn't it? I mean, you've already said it enough times. If he doesn't do it this year, then
he should be
I think
gone.
that's
Yeah,
about
I think it's not the Arsenal I grew up in watched Town, and we can remember Arsenal going back years ago. I mean, we used to win the Premier League once every 3 seasons, but at least we were winning the Premier League. Now it's not happening.
No. Yeah, this is true. It's on to disagree. As supporters' cause, we all agree on one thing. At the end of the day, for our club to win things, and that's what it's all about. You want to see your club do the best. You want to see you getting in the best players. You want to see the best football being played. You want to make sure that you see entertaining, attacking, fast football, free-flowing football. Players getting stuck in. But as you said, players these days, they just come onto the pitch and they have a laugh and joke with each other. And why not when you're on a 90,000 plus a week? It's easy to do, isn't it? Sorry, mate, go on.
The thing that I probably have to say with that is when we were speaking about expectation, what do football fans in this country expect? And saying, we expect to win X, Y, Z, just win everything. We expect that, but it's not going to happen. Does that take away the rights of a football fan to demand? Because as I always label it, that where a fan club relationship is meant to be supply and demand, because that's why a fan should start supporting your club. Especially if you are a globalized club. One of the biggest reasons you start supporting a globalized club is not necessarily because it's your local, but because it's the most successful. And that's, from whichever background you're from, you're presented with the rights to make that choice. But because you started supporting the club because it was successful, means that when you start saying, well, we can't win X, Y, Z, we can't do this, can't do that, it somewhat goes against the principles to why you started to support the club in the first place. Like as a Manchester United supporter, Man United, most successful club at the time. And, if I start saying, oh, it doesn't matter if United don't win anything, essentially I feel like I'm betraying myself. I'd be betraying myself in why I started supporting the club in the first place. If it's your local club, then you might say, well, to me, it doesn't matter if my club wins or loses. To me, what matters most to me is that club is there because it's a big part of my life and that's my emotional attachment to it. So that's why I am okay with us not winning everything all the time, because that's my connection to that club. But when you're a club like Arsenal, that many fans support the club because of its trophy accumulation.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's
So
why
what was your local team, Fuzzy? Is it Dagenham and Redbridge or?
No, my most local one's probably Aldershot, so we probably
Aldershot would be the nearest one for him.
Yeah.
I mean, Oliver Carver, as he said, I expect us to win something every year, no matter what trophy. This is Arsenal Football Club, and I think that goes for most fans with their clubs.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Fuzz. You look at your manager tonight. That's it. 2 years, 2 trophies. He's going into his 3rd year now, right? Even if you didn't win a trophy, but your aim, I think, Man United's aim is to finish in that top 4. You want to qualify for Champions League football, yeah? So you could sort of put a vision on it, sort of thing. So that's what I'm saying. And if you win, like let's say you win the Carabao Cup this season, I'm not being funny. I know people look at it as a poor trophy, but that's 3 trophies in 3 years. You can't fault that.
Not good, can you?
No.
I mean, it's like us, 3 years, getting into Europe. I mean, I think this is the intention with what we've done with the transfer business so far. Now, I think obviously Europe is a target for West Ham. There's no two ways about it. Aaron saying Arsenal can't just stand there and stagnate with a guy that's not winning anything. When you take into account the club, money spent, quality of squad not lifting silver is failure. How long are you're going to wait? And that's the thing, isn't it? How long will you wait for it?
Exactly.
Arteta's number one pickpocket. As long as Arteta gets top 4, the Cronkies are happy. And I think this is the thing. If we start getting world-class players in, Arteta will have to be held accountable if failure continues. Brilliant comment. I mean, and that's the thing, isn't it? If you just kind of get enough and you kind of stay that kind of level, and it seems like your owners are happy with that. But once you start kind of creeping up a bit more, you can hear the arseholes for a mile away, because obviously they know then they've now got to spend more to get better players in to maintain that thing.
I got to say too, that picture, going back to that last comment, the Arteta's pickpocket, that picture goes well with the name. You know what I say? It does, doesn't it?
It does do that. No, that's all done now. We got but Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I mean, 15 million. That can't really moan about that.
Yeah.
Man United have to pay up before Wan-Bissaka can fully join West. And this is the thing, Barry. I mean, I know we've been, wanting to get this player over the line, and I don't know about you. I can't. I'm looking forward to him coming, because I think he's a good player. I know he don't obviously kind of fit Man United's remit now, but for us and that, I think it'd be an ideal replacement for Kufau. I mean, he's done well for us and that, and and this boy knows how to play. And not saying Kufau doesn't. I think if you look at getting him over the line, but yeah, this money thing is. 1 minute it's resolved, and it's now he wants the money again, and it's resolved. As we know, agents have a big part in this.
Yeah, it has been solved now with the payment issues.
Yes, because he was supposed to do the medical at 4:00 this evening, but that got pushed back. So I think there was a one last stumbling block, but I think, as you said, I think it's over the line now. So
I think he's over the line soon. I think you've got. It won't surprise me. By dinner at 1 o'clock tomorrow, well, between 12 and 2, he's going to be a West Ham player. And
then I'll expect another message from you, do I?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
and another rant from Man United.
Well, I try my best not to, because I might fall off the fucking scaffold again. But it's like,
because the funny part about it, I mean, even though this would be signing number 8, I mean, I know you joked saying about up to the Nottingham Forest levels. Apparently, that's not the end of it. There's still possibly another couple of players going to be coming.
So what are you thinking then? You're thinking West Ham might get at least 10 players over the line this season then? Because this
I think that's possibly 10, possibly 10
that's
players.
A whole team, like outfield players. That's a whole team of outfield players.
Well, I suppose in certain respects, it kind of the one thing you want to see when a manager comes in is because as much as what we had with David Moyes, whoever comes in, you've then got to kind of not only just fit into them shoes, you've then got to walk the walk, and you've got to kind of progress the team and improve them more than anything else. Because you got to think he's on a 2-year contract, an option to extend it, and it all comes down to him kind of getting Europe. So he's kind of set his stall out, and I think more than anything else, as I said on Wednesday's show, is the fact that he's been given, or say Steiden has been given license to go out there. I mean, look at the Guido Rodriguez. Now he was supposed to be Barcelona bound, so and that all went Pete Tong. And then before you know it, he jumps on the plane out, he goes and shouts it, and he gets him over the line. Todibo, supposed to be going to Juve. Can't get the money in place. Heard there was a stumbling block there. He jumps on a plane again. Over he goes in there and convinces Todibo to come and sign for West Ham. And for being a West Ham fan, to see this kind of levels of business done, and I mean, I'm only 18, but when you think about it, it's a fact of seeing these levels, that West Ham are doing. It's unparalleled for one. I don't think many of us have seen that kind of levels of business of players being brought in, but. Apart from you can maybe say, overpaying for maybe Kilman, most of the business we've done on that is decent money. Big up
Yes.
Daz, big up Tony. Did Somerville play yesterday? Apparently, he did take a part in it. He looked good. So yeah, looking forward to seeing more of that. Daz, hope you're keeping well, Daz. Everyone, if you get a chance to go see Daz's channel and that, great guy. And let's give him a bit of love as well. We can.
Are you happy with that player, Somerville team?
Somerville,
Because you were a bit.
yeah, it was first of all in that. But when you look at it, look at his stats and his age, and you got to think he was Leeds Player of the Season last year. So that in itself tells you what they thought with him and what he can do. And if you've seen some of the goals he scores, I mean, he's going to be, and he's pacey, he's technical, and he doesn't shirk a challenge, which is unusual. For, sometimes you find midfielders, they don't like being stuck in, having a little kick in, but this one he don't mind it at all.
No.
Still finish above United in the league though. Pepsi's saying.
Yeah.
That's what Pro for Arsenal's like. Yeah, it's true, Ashley. You're not wrong there. Evening, Richo65. Hope you're keeping well. Good to see you. Read what David Odson has tweeted. He said it's all done now. Brilliant. That's what we like to hear. Thanks, Omar. Arsenal's profile of player is the one who sells the most merch and don't cost a lot. Emily saying, do you think clubs are under investigation to be able to sign players? Well, considering, as we said, the 115, City can still buy Henry. So it seems there's no kind of having the door shut on you at the moment. That's for sure. Timmy's asking, is the lit better than that Spud reject Dyer? I think.
Quality standpoint, yeah, definitely.
Yes, Timmy.
So what would be interesting is if Eric Dyer starts playing really well against Spurs, do the Spurs fans think, oh, we shouldn't have sold Dyer, we should have kept him?
Yeah.
We really miss Eric Dyer now.
Actually, so I don't think Arsenal score 30 and 5 this season. That period was sus to me. Seemed like match fiction versus these same teams that would they go to beat the next team? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, possibly. It could be that.
Yeah, I mean, the reports is that they're not going to be going to Dubai this season. If they go on a good amount of run of games, they're going to Greg's. So,
get a steak sliced.
Luke
Wall steak slice. Outright saying, sure, is done in my opinion. Okay. Everton, Forest have signed player, so Villa. They was on the watch list.
Yeah.
I mean, the funny thing, Barry, me and Anthony message each other and that, is the fact that it seems that any Arsenal player they go for, other clubs snap them up.
Yeah, they do. They do. I don't know. I don't know whether if it's Mikel Arteta. Don't get me wrong. He's not like an elite manager that can pull these top quality players in. Do you know what I mean? So it's like what I said. Look, if he wins the Premier League this season, then fair enough. I'll hold my hands up and say, look, mate, you've done it. Here's a 2-3 year contract extension. Yeah, fine. But if he ain't winning anything this season, I'm sorry, because what he said when they interviewed him last game of last season, he said we've got to do better, and he said we will be making. Well, his words was we were going to be making at least 3 or 4 signings. Yeah, we've signed 1 first teamer.
That's mad. That's mad.
Yeah.
Actually, said I could also tell you that Arsenal still get dominated by Spurs in both games. Richo saying Everton going in the last season at Goodison. Oh yeah, bloody hell, yes, last season at Goodison Park. Everton threat of points deduction for $6.5 million breach. What the hell?
Yeah. I think it's January they move into their new stadium. I think halfway through the season, so that'd be quite interesting. I mean, obviously the money there for players bringing in, I really don't know, because when we left Ivory and had to go to the Emirates, we had to sell some players to pay off towards our stadium, and that was a fact. That was what we had to do, But the good thing about that was that Arsene Wenger could actually spot the young talent and pull these players in. You know what I mean? And then we sell them for a bonus. Like, we can make 20, 30 million pounds on them. But unfortunately, those days are gone now.
That's true. Actually saying Arsenal are good against teams who sit back and let them have the ball. Brian don't think so. Barry saying, what Everton to get relegated last season, then they could sell their new stadium in Liverpool. Man United be a better side next season. Get Shanko back to his best. If Rashford can't get going, with Mount to Bruno, new defence, Mainu too, I'm optimistic. Yeah, we might see a difference in the Man United this season.
I want to see that midfield get revamped. Get a new spine in that midfield. Get a defence that plays a higher defensive line consistently, and not just one game you play high line, the next game you play camped in your own box football with defenders that turn at the same speed that a cow turns in a field, or same speed that Anthony can do a 3-point turn in a tractor. A bit like seeing like Austin Powers or something, where he takes it down a tight alleyway and he starts trying to do it in about 5 million point turn or something. Just want to see a functioning midfield, good pace, tenacity, and a team that plays synergized on the same page, same wavelength, and we find consistency. That's all I want. Just see some consistency.
Funny you're saying that, Fuzzy, because Olmo's comment here, this is one for you, basically. You're saying about that consistency in that, and then, of course, why would he sign Mason Mount? He don't get that sign until this day.
Mason Mount there was absolutely, I think there was absolutely no tactical nouse to that transfer at all. I think it was two things. English quota was probably the backseat reason, but everything else, PR, English bias, all the complete BS bullshittery that you can get with a signing. And then to top it all off after that, you say, let's give him the number 7 shirt. What a way to take a legendary shirt number and say, let's shit all over this legacy. That's Manchester United's old regime for you. Give him the number 7 shirt and everyone will be on board. Well, the worst PR disaster in Manchester United Football Club's history, and it came in the form of a signing. What in the absolute fuck?
As you say, a lot of teams were overlooking Arsenal and rested their best players for the next game because it was teams around them. So it's no point beating Arsenal and then go and lose to a team around you. You're back to square one. Yeah, I think that goes for most teams. I mean, God blimey, I remember trying to remember what the season was when Bolton beat Arsenal, and I think it was Derby next night. Whatever Sam Allardyce did with Bolton, he must have handed over the video to the Derby, because I think they played exactly the same way as what Everton did, and they beat you as well. But then it never could do it. The third team could never do it, which was a weird one.
I think if I remember correctly, I think it might have been Kevin Davis that actually got the winner in that one. I could be wrong, but it was, they did beat us 1-0, and I can remember I had the piss ripped out of me. Started with my brother, first of all. That was what they done.
Yeah. Creepy Classics, absolutely on this one. Moyes seemed very salty regarding that interview with Simon Jordan. I know that's old news now. Yeah, but it's also relevant as well. I mean, at the end of the day, don't get me wrong, I know in certain respects we've got to thank Moyes because obviously, we did win a trophy. But then the next season it all went a bit peak-tong and the club were looking to move forward, and unfortunately we couldn't do that with Moyes. Especially with some of the signings we wanted to get over the line. So it's not the case, when you look at it, when you're kind of saying, like, if it wasn't for me, but, it's that kind of attitude. If it wasn't for me, we wouldn't be where we are. It comes down to a lot of factors. It ain't just the manager. It's everyone. Everyone putting themselves in to get something out of this. So, Moyes' kind of interview in that, I don't think he did himself any favours. Well, definitely not with West Ham fans anyway. Team is saying Craven Cottage and Everton Stadium may become paddling pools by 2030. Yeah, but I know obviously Fulham's with the Thames. You never know. with the old levels rising over the years. Actually, Spurs conceded 51 goals with Son up top and only 18 with Richie up top. People don't realise that you have to count the conceded goals too. So Son scored 27 and 51. Minus 51 is minus 24. That's true. With Son's goal, Spurs were still in minus 24. Wow. Richo wanted it to be full in. Still about the stadium. Who knows if we put a stadium on Bramley Docks, brainless dicks would they? Well, it's there. Barry Clark saying, riots at Goodison Park, not even the players like playing there. There's no way out to take Moyes back so we don't end up with him again. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Would you take him back? Moyes going back to Everton. My local club was actually Millwall Fuzz. There you go. Yep, close to it.
Wow, to be fair though, it's quite easy if you're a local to Millwall. It's easy to support any other club.
It's
I
true.
think Millwall being your local puts most fans off.
Richard Ever saying, be a few shakes up this season with London clubs. They are all strengthening except Arsenal at the moment. Yeah, because obviously
To be fair,
I know
not really Tottenham either. To be honest, like fully.
No, they've been very. No,
They've spent 100 just shy of 100 million on a striker that's had a one-season wonder, and 19 goals in the Premier League season, comparatively to other top strikers and top goal scorers in league campaigns gone by. You'd say, well, there's probably a lot more to be desired with that. And then your other signing, Archie Gray, for over 40 million, an 18-year-old DM. Sure, Tottenham do need DMs, but it's like Man United signing Rasmus Højlund. You sign a player that's meant to be third or fourth choice at a club like Man United, and he's first choice. Archie Gray's meant to go into that Tottenham team, third or fourth choice.
Wow.
He'd be first choice as your number 6. They've not got anybody else that fills that role.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think Crystal Palace, they signed a couple of players now? Because not much from Palace as well.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Gay, I mean, they've turned down 2 bids now, haven't they, from Newcastle for Gay?
Yeah. I think they signed, is it Dennis from Watford? A player of Crystal Palace.
Was he the forward? Isn't he Dennis? Is he the forward?
Something like, I think he's an attacking winger or something like that. But I thought
they
swear
signed. It wasn't Dennis. They might have signed Dennis, but I think it was Ismail Sarr.
Oh, Sarr,
former Watford player. But yeah, I mean, sign him. He's a tricky winger, and he's always done a bit of damage in the Premier League. So good signing on their part. Definitely good signing on their part.
Because that's the thing I was thinking was going to happen this, in this closed window, that they would actually, Glasner would have bought more, considering when he came in and how he kind of turned the fortunes of Palace around. I thought obviously he'd be the one that get a lot of backing, but only a couple of players so far. Barry Clark saying, how do Arsenal fans feel their best player Declan Rice is a West Ham boy when West Ham meant to be a crap club? Because I know I joke with Arsenal fans, so I say, in the heart of that midfield is a hammer.
He's a hammer, yeah. And in all fairness, that no matter what you see over the years of West Ham played in the Premier League, you've always had that player. A player made of iron. That was what it was, and he stood out for us. I'm glad we got him. Some people, even Arsenal fans from this day, and even some West Ham fans say we spent too much on him. But listen, I mean, if that's the price you've got to pay to bring a player to the club, that unfortunately that's the price you've got to pay. But it is the character it comes with that person. Declan Rice is a good player, and to me, he never gives up. And when you look at the heat map of how much of the area of the pitch he covered last season, he was the main factor. He was the main key for me last season. So, and hopefully, he'd be the same this season as well. But yeah, it is the character with Declan Rice.
We thank you, Anthony, for supplying you our player that, that's kind of changed your fortunes around. Because I think if you look at it, that was the difference, I think, for you guys last season, him being in the midfield area. because it
Yeah,
definitely kind of gave you a different dynamic. That's for sure.
Yeah, I
Henry's
mean,
asking.
you're still wankers for signing all these players at the minute. I'm pissed off about that, but you know, like, apart from that, yeah,
It's all good, mate. It's all good.
he's all
Is
good.
Manchester beating Fulham Friday, Ant?
It's what? It's Manchester beating Fulham Friday.
Friday.
Do you know what? I reckon Fulham will give them a game. Do you know what? I don't want to see a prediction because we're going to be doing it Wednesday, aren't we? The predictions
Yep.
on there, so I want to keep that till then. All I'm going to say is that's going to be a good, entertaining game for a Friday night, and I think Fulham will give them Man United a good game. That's all I'm going to say on that.
I think Wolves will bat at you.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka be a great signing for West Ham. Good price there, two-tone, great bit of business. It is, mate. Yeah, you know, very happy with that business. Considering, as Fuzzy said on Wednesday, you spent over 50 million for the player, and we're kind of getting it for a bargain basement price. I mean, like, you know, that's got to be well bit money spent.
And what is he? 26?
Yeah, 26. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barry Clark saying Cooper went on holiday and forgot he was a defender. He can only go forwards. Yeah, I see that some of that defending yesterday. Jesus. Is that the last 5 to 10% in anything that's always the most difficult and challenging? Arsenal by a 90% team and their asses are falling out. Yeah, it's weird one, isn't it? You could, as Anthony said, Aaron, you know, you're supposed to be athletes, but yeah, you could see the drop off, and that's where, like I said to Charlie earlier on, I think this is where you're missing two players that's just going to get you across the line to win this Premier League. And I think hopefully if you get him this this window, then you never know. It could be the chance. Barry Clark, there's a GoFundMe page for gaffer tape for Man United's roof so they can sign the lit.
And a couple of buckets.
Surprised we haven't signed Michael Phelps.
Oh, that'd be the next one. Oliver Carville said, I expect the best too because I want my club to be the best. I fell in love with the club in 2004. Well done, mate. Yeah. And you've seen the good times and the bad times. That's the thing about it as well. Like most of us, we have anyway. Timmy's saying West Ham have a war chest. Go for it. We are, mate. I mean, like I say, 8 players so far, especially if this is the Wan-Bissaka, and we're going to wait to be announced. 2 or 3 more in the pipeline. Wow. Just wow. Pepsi Theatre floods. With all the West Ham's new signings, the average age has now come down to 48. Yeah, we're bringing that age thing down. We are bringing it down. Evening, ladies. Good evening, Luke. How you doing, Luke?
At least you're doing something. You're going right. Yeah. You might not win anything, but you're going in the right place.
We're going in the right direction. That's the thing there. Good evening, Luke. Hope you're keeping well. Barry Clark saying, we got to Debo, Jean-Claire to Debo. I just don't think you understand. Kilman at the back, Kudus in attack, going for the Cockney boys. Oi, get in there. Go on, you irons. DJ Crane, cauliflower only at Arsenal to build his social media, following and play for a really big move inside 2 years. Ooh.
Yeah. I've heard a rumour that cauliflower, now he's coming to the team, he's actually made an appearance. I think it was the last, 15 minutes he came on in the game today. Apparently, he's going to be the first one to look after. He's taking Win the dogging. He's been the first that's been offered to him. He's in his contract. Wow. Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting, that comment, though. Daz is saying, Tony, do you think Carsley knows how to play now he's taken over from Southgate? Oh. What I'd like to think from that is he's not the same yes man. I'd like to see a bit of a difference in him. Maybe I think the problem is with that as well, though, Daz. It's a case of if you know you're only there as interim, how many games you actually get to kind of gel that team and transform it from Southgate's kind of way of doing things. I mean, what do you guys think on that? Do you think Carsley's going to play differently to Southgate? You treat your pick. I mean, he's got to be different from the Euros. No, 100%. We can't have that same old drop.
Yeah. I just want a manager. It's like what you said, Tim. I don't want a yes man in charge of England. I want a manager that can go in pick the team, edge that team on, shout out, the instructions. Southgate didn't do any of that in the Euros. I want a manager that gets behind the team, that can push the team on. Do you know what I mean? To go on and win something like a Euro or a World Cup. So, I mean, I don't know if he's the right man for the job because he's got no experience in managing any other Premier League teams or anything like that. But listen, whoever the next manager is, I just hope that he's not a yes man and he can do it his own way.
Fuzzy, what do you think?
It's all the same bullshit. Carsley, interim, yeah. Don't worry, guys. You definitely won't take the job, guys. Don't worry, England fans. We'll get a real manager really soon. It'll take Lee Carsley to beat, let's say, San Marino by more than 3 goals, and he will get a lifetime contract.
Yeah. You might as well get Michael Carrick from Middlesbrough. Yeah, but Middlesbrough effect.
Creepy Classics. Do they still do the sausage and bean slice at Greg's? Nice, but weird. It was like beans with those little sausages in. Weird. Yeah, they used to, the small little tin of Heinz sausage and beans.
Yeah. So the best person to ask for that, Creepy Classics, if he's still in the chats, is a guy called Richard Herbert. He came out 3 weeks ago. He came out of Greg's with 3 full bags, and I thought, believe you and me, I thought he was on a diet. So,
yeah, look at this. Yeah, Barry Clark. I was just saying to you, Anthony, that Arsenal could have paid 35 million for Kudos, and there was 2 tight. Kudos is now worth between 80 to 100 million pounds.
There you go. There you go.
Richo 65 saying no start of this is for Everton's new stadium 25-26 season. Stadium will be finished in November, December. So the season after they're going into it. Still time for Everton to lose their new stadium then. Combine after Maguire. Yeah, he's another cousin of Anthony's.
No.
Nketiah wears number 14. I still can't wrap my head around it.
Well, hopefully for not much longer. If Eddie Nketiah goes to Marseille, even if they buy him,
sorry, I thought that was a done deal. He's loaned his arse. He's gone.
I think it is pretty much a done deal. I don't know what it is. I think all this speculations and all that, he just like to prolong things now this season. I've noticed that. But listen, if he does go, I will retire this shirt number now. Seriously. Just have done. That's an insult to Thierry Henry, that number 14. And I can't. I know Theo Walcott, he had it, he wore it as well. But at least Theo Walcott was a better player than Eddie Nketiah. That's all I'm going to say on that subject. But yeah, retire it.
Brian Roberts can't believe it. Yeah. The guy says football. Big up, you're in the building and backland of the minerals in. Big up to yourself as always. Not ready for the new season. Yeah, that must be interesting for you guys because obviously with what's going on, still Chelsea are a bit of a mess. Well, Pepsi Pack Moisey deserves a statue. Deserves a statue outside your ground, Tony. Yeah, so everyone can throw eggs and pelters and stuff like that around it. Put him in the have a statue of him in the stocks. That's what they've got to do.
I think they should have like a I don't know, maybe like a miniature statue within the club, like within the stadium or something. He did win you a European trophy, though, didn't he? Let's be honest. You got to give respect to him in that respect.
Yeah, true. Richo's saying yes, we'll take Moyes back. He got us where what the fans want. It's true. He did play some good football for Everton. Some good football being played under that. So that's not a bad shout, actually. Yeah. Take care, Henry. Got to go, Tony, Anthony Fuzz, Anthony, and chat till next week. Have a great week, you all. Same with you as well, Henry, and good luck with your shows as always. Aaron, Emirates back. Take care, bud. You too, Aaron. Truth, Dennis the Menace. Sorry, decent player. Oi. Happy Emirates. How are you? Good to see you. Did you go to the game, Happy Emirates? Let us know. I want to see your kind of comments and views on what you saw, if you did go. Richard saying Declan Rice a good player. It's the other 10 shit ones around him. That's the problem. Superb. Rice is actually Chelsea. Yes, he is. He started off at Chelsea. That's right. He did do that. Gatesy, the West Ham massive short stack. Stand up when I'm talking to you. Oh, you are. I wouldn't take that, Happy Emirate. Aaron saying, my old man's Aaron, so I've always had a little like towards you boys. Hopefully you'll have a good season and big up for the channel too. My third Sunday in the row. Aaron, good to see you as always. Yeah, you make some good comments in Jez's channel and that, and yeah, we like to see you here as well, mate. Thanks for coming in here as always. You know, obviously it makes sense being a West Ham, you know, that allegiance to West Ham as well. You know it makes sense. How's the transfer market for West Ham? Sean, literally we are cooking, mate. I did a stream on Tuesday, so if you get the chance, go and see that. Signing number 8 is on the way, as we've already been talking about this. So the transfer market has been very good. And the surprising thing about this is David Sullivan must have bought some WD-40 just before the season finished because he knew he had to prize open his wallet, and he's backed this manager. Considering all the kind of negativity that this man has been given, and some of it quite, you know, rightly justified, the fact that he's actually kind of open and spending money, and not just kind of Steiden and Lopetegui, they obviously got together and said, like, this is what we're going to look for.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I mean,
Here you go.
He's a guy. That's the only guy I know that's got more money in his wallet than what I've got.
and that's saying something. That is actually saying something. But like I said, you know, we have you know, we've spent it wisely and miserly as well. Basically, some of the money we've spent is greatly. Carsley is Southgate with a bald head. Nothing wrong with us baldies, usual.
They're taking over. But we got to sort this out. The bald. I mean, we have 3 of them tonight. So yeah.
Aaron said, I've had a sausage and mean milk like 3 days ago, mate. Ah, nice. Oh, Beanie meant it does. It's the 100k per week ain't happening. Yeah, this is the thing.
See, when I have a sausage and bean milk, when a bean falls out, I got an habit of flicking it. I don't know why.
Creepy Classic saying, I was watching the riots in Bristol until he last week. Where's Anthony? Well, we heard his voice during the week, but we didn't see him. But here he is.
Oh, I was in the background with me tractor.
He was following the protesters. He was beeping the horn. If you can hear his beep, 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 that was him. Stuck behind all the protesting, the marching protesters.
Barry Clark saying West Ham can have a plank on the floor so it can all over. Matty saying evening HH. Did someone poke Sullivan to loosen the purse strings? Matt, I mean, like I said, I'm quite surprised. Sullivan's been quite open with this, but if when you think about it, the choices we could have had as managers, and he's gone with Lopetegui, so he had a reasoning why he brought this man in, and he's backed him, and I think now the proof is in the pudding. I know friendlies, you can't take much from friendlies. We've seen a couple of players feature, some look good, but I think there's still some work to be done. At least they're training at the London Stadium, so they're getting used to the vibe there as well. So that should be good, and hopefully, the beginning of the season, we'll see from there. Aaron saying, did Sullivan use a tie jack to help wedge the wallet open? He jumped off the roof of the London Stadium to do it, I think, Aaron, that's for sure. Liking the stream. Thank you much, Richo. Appreciate that. Fuzzy got all sexy and Donna didn't show up.
No, yeah, he even got his dress for the part with his vest on as well. Oh, terrible. All on the stick for September.
So the big question, Anthony, before we kind of need to wrapping this up kind of thing is, who is supposed to be coming in next at Arsenal? I mean, obviously, we know we've got Wan-Bissaka coming over. Obviously, Nazari and the World and his wife coming to Man United. But all I'm seeing so far coming to Arsenal, and it is tumbleweeds.
It's yeah, and there's lots of them. I got to be honest with you. I thought they were signings, and he went past. I thought, oh, here we come. Here's a fuck, he's a tumbleweed. There we go. Oh, there's another one. But apart from that, I think that well, the two that it's supposed to be on the cards is Ivan Toney. Is it Marino, the Spanish midfielder? I think I read along the lines that could possibly be a done deal from £17 million with add-ons, so it'd be 20 million in total. And is it Grocures, this striker for Sporting Lisbon? So that's the only three that I know of, to be honest with you. But that Grocures, if that gets over the line, you're talking 80 million.
Wow.
Yeah. Which I can't see, to be honest with you, Tim. I can't see us spending near that on a player. Makes sense just to go for Ivan Toney, just get the Spanish midfielder. You know, I mean, that's 60 million a pop for two players.
Yeah, as Barry Clark saying there, aren't you supposed to be signing Nico Williams?
No, yeah, we're supposed to be, but that's apparently I did hear rumours. Well, I did read it that he's actually he's staying at the club now. So
I thought that was going to be the case. Weren't you supposed to be? Oh no, weren't you supposed to be getting Alvarez? Oh no, he's been sold by someone else. Who's the other one? Oh yeah, no, they've been sold by someone else.
Yeah, I thought this is Sunday night takeaway with the good, the bad, the ugly. Jesus, what's going on?
Well, the record stuff.
Back me up.
Let me just hit the table a little bit. You know, we might jug the record a little bit. You know, Creepy Classic saying West Ham are cooking in the transfer window, like you say. You just need a proper stadium now, and you're sorted. And a bit more investment. I think we need a bit more of that as well. Yeah, Pepsi saying, Cucurella is class. Matt saying, Pepsi saying Oshunam. No, but I don't know what's going to go on with that one.
Are you in a swap deal with Lukaku at Chelsea?
Yeah. And that, what's his name?
That's him. Yeah.
Marino, naturally next on the agenda. We are so pedestrian with regard to negotiations. Aaron, I was saying to Anthony, for every player that you sign, West Ham signed 2. So if you look at it, it's only going to take you another month and a half to sign another player. So, you know, that's how fast you're moving.
Well, is that strictly true for every player Arsenal sign? You signed 2? Because you signed, what is it? You're coming up 8 with Wan-Bissaka. They've only signed 1.
Oh, yeah, of course, yes. I was being kind, Fuzzy. You know that. It's getting late. You've got to be kind for Anthony, you know.
Well,
what you mean is for every player.
So that's 860. That's 24. That's 24 players to our 3 if we get in. So, you know, this is Forest United, we're going to call these. That's what it's going to be.
Forest Beef United.
Also saying, X-rated Aaron, I'm fairly sure they're in contact with Real Sociedad via carrier pigeon. Barry Clark saying Arsenal can sign Granny Dings. Yes, if you want a striker, he's available. I'm sure you can.
No, but you can have Eddie Nketiah if that falls through for the tomorrow.
Well, you know, let's swap deal with Axel Nketiah. Jeez. Guys, obviously, as we're getting into the end of that, just to make you aware of this, if any of you want to join the Fantasy Football League that Anthony's made, please use the code here, 97TON3. Anyone's welcome to join. Please make sure if you want to come and join the Fantasy Football League, come in there. It's all for a good laugh. And, I'll leave the code up there for you guys anyway while we're finishing off. Question from Ravi. Question for all 3. One thing for your clubs you expect to do well next season. Next season, no excuses. For us, I'll answer first of all, Ravi. I think obviously Europe is a target, but ideally, I think if we want to finish higher than we did last season. For me, so we finish anywhere between. And I'm going to be brave and honest here. If we go from 4th to finish in anywhere 4th to 7th, I'll be very happy with that.
What
about you guys?
What I expect from Man United is consistency, top 4 finish in the league, and a trophy at the bare minimum.
Yeah. For the old Fantasy Football League, Bristol Rovers shut up for grabs.
I feel sorry for you against that.
DJ Crane saying that you cheated last season as well, Anthony.
No, I didn't cheat. I was in 5 different leagues, and I won. I won 3 out of 5. I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, for me, okay, I'm throwing it out there, the quadruple. If we don't get that, he should be gone. No, I'm only joking. Premier League. Being serious now, the Premier League is priority this season. If we can't get that, bye-bye Mikel Arteta.
So anyway, as we get into the end of it and that, obviously, I'll leave that link up for the time. Last man standing. Don't forget, guys. I will put it in the description later today or tonight, if not tomorrow. If you want to get onto that, please look on to that for Charlie's last man standing. Sound like it's quite a good laugh, and obviously there's money up for grabs at the end of it, and some substantial money as well. So if you're keen for that, please look out for the link in the description of this show, and also Fuzzy's and obviously Jez's show as well. And we shall see from there. So, Fuzzy, if you'd like to shout your good self out, please.
Yeah, I'm Hot Fuzz.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Done.
Just like that. Just a one-liner, serve. Tiger Woods teeing off a rubber. But,
yeah, what else you got coming up on you during the week?
So so in terms of other bits and pieces, of course, we've had the big blockbuster weekend. We've still got a run up of days before we kick off the season against Fulham. Hopefully, we can get De Ligt and Mazraoui sorted out and ready to play on Friday. We need to have both players registered before on Thursday at the very latest in order to play them on Friday. So hopefully we can do that, but also start getting some more sales out the door. I think Palistri ready to go. I think Bologna are interested in signing him. Lindelof, Hannibal, 2 other names set to go. We hopefully should get updates on them. And McTominay, also, fingers crossed, we can get him off the books. And sorting out the midfield target. That's the new priority. New priority midfield target. Get him in, maybe a second midfielder. Maybe sign Hermoso on a free transfer. Apparently, word has it on the street that he likes the proposition that Man United have had to offer him the most out of all the other offers on the table. So that might be looking more and more likely as we go through the days this week. But there'll be 1 or 2 update streams if we do get some significant movements in the market. And I'll be looking forward to seeing Anthony crying in my comments again about another player that Man United have signed and another day gone by that Arsenal haven't done a piece of business.
Hurry up, Buzz. I need to take a piss. Yeah,
so do I.
And
take a piss and take the piss.
And guys, make sure I say I'm going to put Fuzzy's channel in the description and that. Let's get him over up to the 210 onwards mark. He's on 205. Let's get him up higher than that.
Try and hit 300 before Christmas, guys.
Exactly. That should be great stuff.
Try and get the hand out.
Last question from Ravi for you, Anthony. For you as a rival, how do you see Spurs in the North London derby?
I can see him doing well. The key there for me in that midfield is Maddison. If he can both supply both Son and Solanke, I think they'll get goals. So in the game as well, is it their stadium? First of all,
thanks, Aaron.
I'm just hoping for. Listen, if we win, great, but minimum of a draw. But I'm just going on our signings so far this season. So that answers that question.
Ravi's saying, "Big Anthony, you have a lot of real views compared to that Dross AFTV."
Oh, cheers, Ravi. That means a lot.
Just before we go into what you've got to come up, Anthony, DJ Crane saying thoughts on Chelsea signing Pedro Neto.
Don't get me started on that.
Timmy, respect. Thanks for coming in, mate. See you next time. Take care.
Yeah,
it's actually funny that you wanted Pedro Neto to Arsenal. You said, mark my words, guys. Mark my words. Ivan Toney to Tottenham Hotspur. Put it in the books. Put it in your diaries. It's going to happen.
God, he's got a bloody great memory. Did I see that first? I can't remember seeing that.
We can always find that. We can always go back on that, and I'm sure it's more than one time, Fuzzy, don't you?
He's probably said it on about 5 episodes of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and probably about 3 or 4 times on a Sunday night takeaway show. Possibly.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, they do shoes the leaks off after a while, don't they, Tim?
You hope. GJ Crane, thanks for the stream, Free Tony's Fuzzy Anthony. Thanks for you coming on as always. Eros, Pedro Neto, Arsenal should have gotten him. Another one that's gone slip for your fingers, Eros. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one slip for your fingers in that. So, Anthony, what you got coming up? Where are you going to be?
Yeah, you can find me on here on Early Doors TV. On this show on the Sunday night takeaway. You can also find me on The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. You can also find me on Lee's show on Football Dad's Army as well, on there with me and the guy above me, Tony. That's a good show. Make sure you subscribe to that show. Also, you can find me on Jez's show, Arsenal History and More. I was on his show earlier today at 6 o'clock with me, Yeti, and Kenny Ken. That was a good show. And also, I'm just going to say this out there, if I can put out here now, so I just want to wish, because the Premier League's coming up, I just want to wish all the best for everybody's team in the Premier League who you support, and I wish them all luck. Apart from Man United, they can fuck off. But apart from that, look at Fuzzy. Look at his straight face. He's like, oh, he's bad. But yeah, that was a joke, Fuzz. But yeah, make sure you like and subscribe to Hot Fuzz 44. He does good shows, good content. Sorry I couldn't come on the show last night, Fuzz, but I did watch it and I did put a like. And yeah, thanks for the people joining in and all of your comments. Nice one.
Thank you, mate. Thank you, mate. Blame you for doing a Deadpool marathon, So yeah, guys. As always, good having people in the chat. Without them, it doesn't make the show what it is, and we thank them coming over. And obviously, you got to thank Lee Gunner for sending people over, even though they didn't expect to be over here. We appreciate them coming in and joining in with there. Obviously, Charlie, last man standing. Great to have him on board as well. Hopefully, we get his. Get Terry on as well. That'd be a great thing in there. Love to get him on for especially on a spotlight. I'll be working on that one with him. I'll be seeing him in a couple of weeks' time. Like I said, let's make sure we can get Fuzzy's channel. Let's boost up the numbers on his stream on his channel. I'm now 13 away from 400. So thanks for those who've recently subscribed to the channel as well. Appreciate that. And basically, yes, Pepsi, I shall work on both of them. Maybe I can get them both together, be even better. If I can get them singly, I'll work on that. Terry and Dees will be a great shout as well. Yeah, definitely will look at that. I'll happily jump on if you get space. Aaron, anytime, mate. Yeah, I'll find you. You can always find my go on, get my teeth in. Find my details on the channel itself. So if you want to get in contact, I'll make sure we can arrange that for next time. Surprise one of them. Well, I will be seeing Terry in a couple of weeks' time, so hopefully I can gnaw at him and get him to convince him. So we'll see, but we'll go from there. And obviously, yes, these two people that's in the panel, they will be with me on Wednesday when we do the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if you can get yourselves over there, please come and see us. And that great channel, we talk about our respective clubs, and obviously 2 clubs doing business, 1 club not doing so much business. But yes, and of course, Sunday is the Sunday night takeaway show as well. Hopefully, be doing a bit more contact with West Ham, and obviously, it's great to have everyone in the chat. Thank you very much for spending your time with us. We are 2 hours and 48 minutes into the show, so it's been a good one. It's been a lengthy one. It's been a hot, muggy one today as well. And hopefully you enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great time, and we are out. Take care for everyone.